The fuck is the deal? It's a Cookout with Bad Luck, man. We right back again Tuesday. It's 6 p.m. No, fuck with you. What's up, man? What's good with y'all, man? I got some special fucking friends with me today. You know, sometimes I have guests, but today I have fucking friends.
Hey.
You know what I mean? I have real fucking friends in the building, and they're really cool. And we're gonna talk some shit to them, with them, and about some things. And we're gonna teach you some things. We're gonna learn some things.
Fuck her right in the pussy.
That might happen. You know, we're gonna educate some of you people. We're gonna fuck up some of you people, you know, with the ignorance also, because you need a good dose of ignorance sometime with some intelligence, because you don't want to go all the way serious, you know, because you can go to news for that. You know what I mean? You know, so, but you know, I got my man. Well, first of all, I got Polly Rob is always in the building with me. So let's clap it up for Polly Rob one time. Polly Rob got my back, man. My man Baju's supposed to be pulling up too. You know, he always like him in the building because his brain is different. It's like my brain is different. I like to always hear his views on different things, especially women. They're very entertaining. Melissa and them legs. Let's give it a Melissa and the legs today. Melissa and the legs.
Thank you. They say thank you as well.
They're in the building. Melissa is just a sweetheart, man. She's a dope singer, dope writer, and she fell through today, and so she should get on the mic because we had a great conversation. That was one of some people saying that was their favorite episode.
Oh, nice.
You know what I mean? When we were on there talking about all kind of things.
I appreciate that's
everything
good.
from love and then anal. You know what I mean? Everything was just
it's a broad spectrum.
A wide range of things we talk about. You know what I mean?
It's a variety.
Yeah, and so my man I got today, man, it's my like I said, it's my partner, my friend for years, man. That's why I'd be so disrespectful to just call him a guest. You know what I mean? You know, so you know, my man, give it up for my man Skinhead Rob is in the building one time.
Fuck that dude.
And right off the back, and you know, so we're gonna get into it, but right off the back, the initial reaction from when I say that, right?
Yeah.
The initial reaction when I say Skinhead Rob, people are like, wait, what the fuck? Like,
course.
you know, because because the misconception, and we're gonna have to unlearn you some things today. You know what I mean? Just like in America, first of all, in America, we got to unlearn everybody all kinds of shit.
Yes, sir.
On a daily basis. You know what I mean? Sometimes you really just got to unplug and not pay attention to anything because you go crazy all the shit you're supposed to unlearn on a daily basis. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I want to have Rob in the building. Me and Rob go way back. Like, Rob is the reason why me and Travis Barker are good friends.
Oh, nice.
Like I said that.
Yes, sir.
We're going to talk about his history with the great Travis Barker.
The great
Travis Barker. Rob is a fucking punk, fucking rocker, fucking guy, fucking. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool because you know, my friends be hip hop the fucked out or R&B'd out and shit like that. You know what I mean? I met Rob. Rob was on that too though. Don't get me fucked up. But we were having conversations about punk rock shit and Andre Nicotina.
Oh,
like,
wow.
Yes, we were. Same conversation.
Yeah, like same exact conversation, bro. Like, and Rob is very interested to do, and it's funny because I wasn't smoking at the time.
Yes, that's
We
cool.
have like hella weed, and he was smoking the weed, and I'm like, I'm cool, I passed. I wasn't smoking at the time. But he was telling me ill ass stories about punk rock shit, Andre Nicotina, and he put me on Andre Nicotina, and that's why I'm a fan of Andre Nicotina's because I got to looking into him, YouTubing him, watching his movies. His
King
movies
Nicky.
a fucking bar.
Yeah.
His movies are
Too
fucking
many
bar.
bars.
They'll ruin your kids too. The movies will ruin your fucking kids. That's a goddamn show. A damn show. You know? But they're the illest shit, dog. The movies, the illest shit ever, bro. You know, and I just want to give some history today, man. I want to bring my man through, chop it up because I miss my nigga. I ain't seen him in forever.
Man,
and
it's been way too long.
It's been way too long, and just give some history, man. First of all, I hate to I don't want to sound like interview style.
No, it's all good.
Shit, you know what I mean? But I just want to give them some history on you off top, just so we know like your background and how you came up and why I think they should be hearing you today or listening to you today. All the shit you got going on.
Well, shit. I just want, first of all, I want to say thank you for having me here. You know,
For sure.
like you said, you know, real friends. You know, it's hard to come by, and it's an honor to be here. You know,
Thank you.
amongst everyone
My
here.
God.
Thank you, and but I mean, just to jump into it. Yeah, my name is Rob. They call me Skinhead Rob. I guess also off top, I didn't name myself. I was given that handle. You know, I didn't. Just name myself. So because when I grew up in Fresno, California.
Okay.
I moved to LA in the '90s, but so as a teenager and early 20s and stuff, like I grew up in the skinhead scene.
Right.
And a lot of people, obviously, when they hear the term skinhead, they think of Nazis and white power and American History X and higher learning and all this other bullshit.
Right.
And that's unfortunate because that's a very small portion of even that has anything to do with the word skinhead.
Right.
And it sucks because traditional skinheads, real skinheads, like how I came up, and let me say too, like obviously now, like I'm older, you know what I'm saying? I've changed my ways a little bit. I grew my hair, this and that. I don't wear boots every day, but unlike other subcultures or this and that, like they say, once you're a skinhead, you're always a skinhead, and that's true because even though I might dress a little different now or this or that, like I still think the same. I still feel the same way about things. I still have the same values about certain things, and but back to let's get to like the history of skinheads and where it all comes from and this and that, because that's such a misunderstood just thing in society. And and again, people, the majority of society, when they hear the word skinhead, again, they think of white power and racism and this and that, but skinheads actually come from Jamaican rude boys and like London working class youth, British youth, because it started in London, okay, but when you had the migration of a lot of the Jamaican people into England, like in the mid and late 60s, that's what you had. You have people. So you have people, you have their style, you have their culture, you have what they're into, how they dress, the music they listen to. And you can't deny what's killer. Right. So when you hear it, oh, I like that. So a lot of the white kids from England, from London, who are, again, working class and, not necessarily well off, they were attracted to that.
Right.
So all the reggae and everything, killer with it. All the, the 3-button suits and looking sharp and the pork pie hats and everything, that was adopted, and so that gets thrown in with the style they're already rocking, the boots and, the rolled up jeans and this and that, and, Ben Sherman's and Fred Perry's and braces. And when I say braces, I don't mean shit on your teeth, I mean suspenders.
Right.
And, so it wasn't about no fucking racism. It wasn't about fucking Sieg Highland and the fucking this and that. It was about, this is how we look. This is what we fucking dance to. This is the music we like. Right. This is who we hang out with. We can get them up if you want, whatever, And then, it didn't, like the whole racism shit came in way later because you had, like everything else that ruins everything else, you have politics and you have people who see, or we can get these disenfranchised youth to roll with us if we just tell them what they want to hear.
Right.
So, people start getting fed all this bullshit about so-and-so's taking your job, so-and-so's fucking doing this, they're fucking you out of your money. And then, people buy into it. And then, so then you had factions or whatever of skinheads who would go that route. And they would go the right wing and get in the political aspect.
Right.
And then, so that, creates a whole separation of things, So then you got, people who feel that way and ain't rolling with anybody who isn't like them for whatever reason. But then you got people who are like, nah.
We're not with that shit. Yeah.
Like, this is still my homeboy. I don't care what color he is.
Right.
What the fuck that old man up there is talking about on the podium.
Right.
Like, that's still my dude.
Right.
So as it should be, you know, because you shouldn't live your life to make someone else happy or the ideals they have.
Right.
You think, oh, I gotta fucking be like him or be
Heavy
like her.
brainwashing.
Yeah. So, it's just crazy because even though still that's all you see on TV, because even with Trump getting elected, you know, that somehow gives a lot of fucking people who have, you know, racist tendencies and you know this and that. It almost gives them like validation to fucking be assholes and act out on shit, you know.
Yeah. It's like the leader of the free world is fucking.
So you know, fuck, if the fucking president can be a fucking racist prick, so can fucking this guy, that guy, and that guy, you know. And so them dudes will come out, you know, little rallies and this and that. But if you watch the news, you're always gonna see skinhead, like real skinheads, because we call Nazis, we call them boneheads.
Right.
So the boneheads show up. There's gonna be real skinheads, and there's gonna be crust punks. Okay, like real, like
crust punks.
Crust punks,
Okay,
like crusty, like
crusty.
Got it.
like anarchists, you know, and they're gonna be the first ones always frontline fighting.
Right. Okay.
On the news, document all that, like you know, all this shit. Like they're gonna be the ones getting them up, you know, because like me speaking from experience and growing up and stuff, like it's not something that we take lightly, you know, because you know we understand that, you know, racism and this and that is wrong for the obvious reasons, you know, but it's also like it's kind of hard to explain because in a sense it's basically just gang warfare,
right.
You know, like that's the enemy,
Right.
and there's never any like, oh, he's cool even though he's on that side of things, he's cool. No, it's never that, you know. It's always if someone's there, we have to get him up,
like, you know? That's serious. This is uncut. It's never cool. It's no nothing.
Wow. So there's no fence sitting when it comes to skinheads being one way or another. You're either racist or you're not, you know. And the majority of skinheads are not racist, you know. I have skinhead friends I grew up with of all races, you know, and we all dressed the same. We all went to the same shows, you know, black, Filipino, Mexican, white, you know, Asian, across the board, you know. And it's crazy because it's everywhere. I guess maybe I see it a little easier because, you know, I grew up in it and I'm part of it and this and that, so it's a little easier for me to detect. But like especially in Southern California, there's a lot of skinhead crews, you know. Like, I mean, I when I was growing up in Fresno, we always had a strong connection with the skinheads in Carson, you know. So, and that's a wide range of you know, multiracial, you know, homies right there, you know. And so it's like a perfect example of how it is and how it should be, because you literally have black dudes, Mexican dudes, white dudes, you know, Filipinos, Asian, everything across the board, and everyone gets along because everyone knows what it is, so everyone's down for each other, you know.
And I was gonna say that's the misconception visually comes into play, because if someone doesn't know what I know, right? The reason why I brought you here, one of the reasons why I brought you here, right? Somebody doesn't know what I know. So if I see a black kid, right, boots, rolled up jeans, you know what I mean? He got his braces, like, so we would look at him as, oh, look at this sellout ass, because it's a different kind of mind frame we think the skinheads have, not knowing that you're not even on this. You see what I'm saying? So that's so it's like it's all fucked up. So even you can show someone like, yo, these are skinheads, and they would look at them like, well, they sellouts, and I'm like, no, that's not even what they're about. Like, did you know it was rooted in, like, there's Jamaican roots? Did you know that? And did you know the history of it? No, we usually don't. And first of all, with everything, the reason why we don't, usually people get everything misconstrued about everything, because we usually don't know the history about anything.
You never know.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So we get everything fucked up.
And like with what you were saying, like take into consideration what that kid's going through. You know what I'm saying? Like what a young black kid in the skinhead scene, what he has to put up with. You know? Not from the fucking Nazis and this and that, from everybody.
And especially
you know,
his people.
and because it's such a like
More
you said,
so from his people. You already know.
you know.
Like, oh, worse than
And,
you
like,
one. Too small.
That's why like I will always have like the most respect for skinheads and the skinhead scene and kids who get into it, because like getting into it, you kind of know what you're signing up for. You know it's going to be a lot of bad times, a lot of always going to be outnumbered, you're always going to be outgunned, always, so it's not it's by no means a glamorous lifestyle or anything like that. It's just the lifestyle that I had got into, because it just fit with the way I lived and what I was doing and the type of shit I was into, and
same shit like gangs.
Right.
Same shit.
It's it's the exact same thing. Mm-hmm. It's just a different type of gang.
Right.
Because it's still, especially with skins, it's a strict dress code, and there's no like when I was that was my shit. Like
I was just about to ask that.
Like I had my pair of boots, my steel toe Docs, but I didn't have other shoes. Mm-hmm. Like when I went to PE and dressed out, I ran the mile in steel toe boots. I played basketball in steel toe boots just because there was nothing else except skinheads. Right. I didn't care about. Okay. I'm wearing these. I can't wear my braces, of course, because I'm in fucking shorts and a t-shirt. But I'm gonna wear my boots, just because that's what I didn't have another pair of shoes for when it was time to not be a skinhead.
See, and I'm glad you said that about the. I know you said you was gonna ask.
Yeah.
About was it a strict dress code? You know what I mean? Like even with back in the days with gang banging, like there obviously a look. You know what I mean? Yeah. You notice, whether you see Dickie suits or khaki suits, whatever, and there's a look. These all stars, this look, right? Obviously we have colors, So I did want to know that. Like, is it a look? Like maybe nowadays a lot of things have changed. I'm sure.
Yeah.
But when you were coming up, were there skinheads who did not dress like that were considered hardcore skinheads? Well, I guess hardcore wouldn't. That doesn't.
Yeah. There was, because of their personal history.
Okay. It might be deep in again on some other shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
And because that's it is a strict dress code, for people who really nitpick and this and that,
right?
And and that's one of the reasons, like again, like I don't wear my boots and shit every day, because. Like out of respect for the ones who still do, like I kind of had to distance myself a little bit, because if you can't do something 1,000%,
right.
But yeah, and it's crazy because there's so many different. It's not just boots and braces and a flight jacket and jeans, like traditional skinheads who want to take it all the way back to how it was in the 60s will still wear, a 3-button suit and maybe some brogues instead of some Docs.
Okay, we didn't know that. Well, I didn't. Yeah.
It's fancy.
And some won't even have like a shaved head. They'll have like, like a 1/2 inch. It's like part in there.
Okay.
And that's, that's still skinhead shit.
People who knew their shit, you knew you can see that and be like, okay, I know what's up.
Yeah, because someone might see someone dressed like that and be like, oh, this dude's like a weird, like square European banker or something.
Right.
But actually, his outfit is fucking killed.
Right.
And it's crazy because I get kind of I guess somewhat jealous now because now we're in 2017, so you can go on the internet and buy whatever gear.
Right.
Back in, the 90s.
To find this shit.
Especially in Fresno, California. I the only time I would ever find a Fred Perry or a Ben Sherman shirt or some Levi Stay Press pants would be at a thrift shop or Salvation Army or Goodwill. Right. And that would be few and far between. It'd always have to be someone older who got out of it, who dumped their shit off, and you just happened to be there, But, so, it's definitely the whole looking thing and all that is definitely more accessible these days. You can order shit, but it kind of fucking sucks too. It fucked everything up because I've seen ads for like high fashion stuff, like whether it might have been like Givenchy or fucking
Right.
That sounds
the other
about
thing,
right.
and there's like a whole 2-page spread, and they're dressed like skinheads.
That's crazy, right?
Boots, braces, jeans rolled up.
Yeah, that's the
everything.
same- that's
And it's like, what you fuck.
Yeah, that's like how how we, we were just getting on Katy Perry with the fucking braids and shit. And
Right.
then, so we first of all, blacks, we are tripping on something.
Everybody stole something from
then
us.
some things are rightfully so, So, but what happens is, is when it's like I've seen this this was white. It's this white chick in an ad, whatever, for this white hair company, whatever it was. She had Bantu knots.
Okay.
But the company wasn't advertising it as Bantu knots.
No. Of course not.
They were right.
No,
it was like
that's
the new
The summer twist.
something. That's some shit. Like you're like, what? No, them were fucking.
Those are
Them were here
Bantu
forever before
Yes,
us.
correct.
Like you know what I mean? And so it's cultural appropriation.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so same thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like they would take your shit, your culture, and then make it like. So what happens is if a company like Givenchy puts that out as an ad, or the guy comes walking down the runway with the flight jacket and boots and shit. So to the people who not even hip, generation that was skipped, they like, oh, this must be the new shit.
Exactly.
Yep.
And you looking at it like the new shit.
Yep.
I got old shit of that in my closet. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm probably wearing half that shit.
And it's also crazy because people who don't know and they just think it's some kind of fashion shit.
Right.
That's like people who dress like their bloods.
Right.
Right.
You
You
know what I'm
might find
saying?
yourself into some shit.
Yeah.
You will
Right.
get
I was gonna
confronted.
Right.
You're gonna have to do something.
Right.
You know,
Does
'cause it's
that
not-
happen? Does that this be? I just don't know. I'm naive about a lot of it. Like, do you see some like back in your day, in your heyday? I know it may have been different, but so we gonna speak from that time though in your heyday. So did you see a kid who? I mean, is it a thing like that? Like with gangbanging, you always pressed. Everybody got pressed.
Yeah.
So if
Yeah.
you see the kid somewhere, you and your crew, and you see a kid boots hype, whatever the look was, right? And is it a thing like, yo, is he with somebody? Is it a thing like that? Kind of like,
Yeah.
are you really real or is this?
Yeah.
some fake shit?
People will definitely press you and hit
Okay.
you up, and
Okay.
basically it's set tripping, because
Right.
because there's skinhead gangs, like skinheads who are on the same side of the fence, but they don't get along for
Right.
whatever reason,
Okay.
so they're this and that, but yeah, usually if you're just you decide to throw on some boots and braces one day and go to a show or,
Right.
or go to something and people haven't seen you,
Right.
then.
Is you-
And not to say you're doing anything wrong, because maybe
Right.
because I'd always give people the benefit of the doubt unless I could tell visually who you were about.
Right,
you know what I'm
right,
saying?
right,
What
right.
you're about,
Right.
then they wasn't talking
Yeah.
anyways. But if I could tell it was just some kid maybe just getting into it, I wasn't gonna discourage him.
Right,
Because
right, right,
there's
right.
a lot of that I could see from my bigger homies. Who
Right.
they would turn me off to a lot of stuff. Because. If someone wants to get into something, like none of us were fucking born into this shit, as much as people want, I was born with fucking boots and braces on. It's like, no, you weren't, dude.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Like,
Right.
we went to school
Right.
together.
Right. I
But,
do have the other pictures. Right.
So if I was never one to knock anyone who wanted to get into it, because shit, do it, be great, you
Right.
know.
But then it's always that fine line, and I know you probably agree. Where, say, okay, if we had a transplant show, right, and the kids in there rocking out, right, they're doing their shit, and then it's just one kid who did get the Givenchy set or whatever the fuck it was, and they kind of just almost like wearing it for the costume for tonight.
Right.
Like, and then, you know what I mean? It's like whoever notices him or that kid or whatever or her, right? It's kind of like how we looked at dudes who we knew for real that did not gangbang but dressed the part. We like, just suck ass. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
It's the same
and I
shit.
hate it. I'd rather you not do it.
Yeah.
Everybody I see, I never did something I wasn't with.
Yeah.
I was never afraid to be like, nah, I'm not.
Right.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not going to jail. I'm not
Right.
doing that. Like, I
Yeah.
was always that dude to be like, no, I'm not doing that. Right. So when we do, and I'm sure you have, or some of your friends have, you know, when you see somebody who's just really faking it, you just like, that pisses me off. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you did so much. Think about it, Rob. You, in your life of just fucking, just living the life.
Right.
All the shit you went through. Right? I'm talking about all kinds of shit. We talking about judgment, street shit, police shit, family shit, friends, you know what I mean? All schools, right? You know what I mean? All this shit. And then you got this kid over here who just buy in, basically.
Yep.
And it's kind of like, it fucks with you. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's kind of funny you say that because there was a dude that I went to high school with who he kind of started to kick it with us, you know, and that was fine. Like, you know, come on, he was cool and this and that, and so yeah, like you said, he showed up at a show, you know, one day, the whole kit and everything.
Right.
It's like, all right, but then I'd seen him. Shit, it was either the next day or the next day, you know, and he was, you know, on some other shit.
Right.
And then I seen him on school on Monday, and I was like, man, it kind of burned me out because, like, I didn't bring him in by any means,
Right.
so, like, you know, like, I wasn't his daddy or nothing. Like,
Right.
I wasn't co-signing the dude, you know. He just kind of gravitated towards us, whatever. But I had to explain to him that it wasn't like a game or a joke, or and, you know, I had to repossess his boots.
Okay.
You know what I'm
Oh.
saying?
Okay.
It's just sometimes you have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And 'cause, you know, and people, you know, if there's anyone listening who's from, you know, the skinhead scene and stuff, they understand, you know, because you can't have people representing your crew and representing you and representing even the skinhead way of life if it's going to be some wishy-washy half-step.
One
and,
clown
you know,
to make it all look like clown shit.
yeah, because, you know, we had it bad enough. You know, whether whether it's just the handful of us who were at school, or it was, you know, the small handful of us that was the whole crew outside of school. Like, we had it bad on all sides,
Right.
you know, from enemies to cops to, you know, teachers and everything. So there wasn't really room for any dead weight, or
Right.
I don't have to worry about you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's it.
I got to worry about everything else. So I don't need someone new,
Right.
you know, diluting this. And
What do you
No.
think? What do you think made the I would say really the movie scene? Because I can't blame it on street shit. Because either you're a skinhead or you aren't. What I mean by that is, so we didn't really, unless we're around, unless we went to school, we didn't see any.
Right.
Unless we were on around the scene of where skinheads are. It's just like, and I'm sure same thing with skinheads and with other gangs and shit, and other cats, whatever. Like it's everybody's kind of in their own little territory,
Yeah.
right? So for us to get the idea of what this looks like, or what this is, what the falsified of what they represent picture came from movies and film, TV.
Yep.
Right? Because I can't trace it back to nothing else, because I went to Hamilton High, and I do remember like the group of kids that kicked it in the back. We got kicked by the tree with the rappers in the back. It was the skinheads, and it was never a problem. So I can't just be like they were over there racist.
Right.
I can't just say it. Like, you know what I mean? I never experienced nothing. We all went to school together. Like, you know, I never experienced somebody getting into it with them, and it was some racist shit. It was enough other people there to get into it with them if it was the thing. You know what I mean? So I can't say that. I just remember like the clothes. I remember the look, and I'm like, okay, that's what that is. You know? But I didn't know you at the time to be put on game. I assumed that, okay, they skinheads, so they own what they own.
Yeah.
Which I'm thinking racist shit.
Yeah.
Right? But we're in school, ain't nobody tripping. But now I'm older now, and understand I've been told most of everything I've been told in life was a lie.
Yep.
So I'm deciphering all this shit, right? Yeah. So when I look back, I'm just like, That probably wasn't what the fuck that was. That was they were just skinheads, like my man, and
Right.
just cool. Like, you know what I mean? So, but it's a trip. But my question I was getting to was, why do you think America really? I mean, I don't know about other foreign shit, but America painted that picture. Like, why they want the world to think that this is what they represent?
Because that's what will sell movie tickets, and that's what will get viewers on Geraldo.
Everybody
Right.
boiled up,
Right.
yeah,
this
fired
and
up,
that.
exactly.
You know, so, and it's crazy because just the skinhead story itself and the history of it is way more better.
Right.
Well, like warts and all than
Right.
than any of these movies that have been made. The one movie that is good that I thought and was accurate and everything. Again, I'm not from England. This
Right.
movie took place in England. This is England. It's a movie, and
This is England?
fucking amazing.
Check it out. Okay.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Gotta watch it.
Right.
But everything else, man, like all the American History X's and all the Higher Learnings and the whatever else these movies, you know, that just portray skinheads as Nazis and as
right.
fucking white trash.
Yeah.
You know. Fuck, it sucks because every time something like that comes out,
Right.
like I remember when fucking Higher Learning came out.
Right.
You know,
Right.
so
Right.
yeah, I'm gonna go see this bullshit.
right.
You know,
Right.
so a couple of us went. You know, this again isn't fucking Fresno, and sure enough, it's some bullshit.
Right.
You know, and lights come on.
Wow.
You know, and everyone's getting up to leave, and it's all eyes on us.
Temperatures rising. Temperatures already.
You know,
Yeah, red
and
flared up. Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know, everything was all right, but it's every time there's something like that, and even like more so nowadays, I guess, just with the internet, because there was no internet back then. You
Right.
know, there's no computers, no smartphones, no nothing. So, and that's another thing though. You had to actually know, like, somebody to even get your foot remotely in the door.
Right.
You know, like nowadays, you no matter what you're into,
You can be
motherfuckers
Yeah.
can download a fucking identity.
You can literally,
know?
you can literally just be it.
You can literally
Fuck
just
it. I'm that today.
type in whatever and then order the fucking gear and this and
Right.
that. But you know, when I was coming up, it was a little different because, like I said, before I knew about it, I didn't fucking know about it.
Right.
You know, at all. And then I had some friends who tripped out on me because of the
Right.
type of shit I do, and then vice versa, you know. And then I started kicking it with them, and then got put up on game, and I was like,
Right.
okay, this is the greatest.
Okay.
You know, this is me. You know.
You know, it's crazy. I never, which usually you never get this from a negative point of view. It's like the fact that you letting us know, like you always put me on game, or you always put people on game, like yo, that's not us. That's not the majority of who we are. But the flip side, the fucked up flip side is that the people who represent that
Yep.
don't tell the other side of it.
No.
Of course they
You
wouldn't.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That, and but it happens in every fucking. It's like how they try to portray Muslims as
Right.
ISIS, like
Yeah.
that
Right.
whole shit. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the Muslims be like, oh, we ain't with that bullshit. That's on
Exactly.
they on
Yeah.
them.
Exactly.
But ISIS would never be like, no, not all Muslims, just us.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, they would take on the whole shit. Yeah, this our get down. Like,
Yeah.
and Muslims are looking at them like, no, that's not our get down, it's your get down.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like you said, America paints this picture with American History X and Higher Learning and these movies that fuck it, we gonna show. It's like we've been playing about for years.
Yeah.
How we're depicted on film and television,
Yep.
and then to the world. I heard this guy tell me, was it on he was from Australia, and so we were talking I was putting this post up. I was fired up one day about some racist shit, whatever. Something happened with some police and cops and shit. So this guy inboxed me, and I could tell it was in all sincerity. He just did not know. So sometimes we want to trip on people. Sometimes people don't know.
That's that
so you got to teach them something.
it's ignorance.
It ain't about just
Yeah.
attacking somebody. Like, he wants to know. He like, yo. He said. I mean, he said it's verbatim like this, but he was like, yo, to keep it real, like, bro, all we have of of your people is like love it. He started laying it down. Love it, hip hop. We got Molly
Basketball
Percocet.
Wives.
Molly Percocet. We got. He started naming all these things that this is all we have of this. So I don't know. And then y'all play ball good. Like and y'all do whatever, you know what I mean? And I'm like, at first my initial thing was like, what the fuck? But then I gotta think like, you have to really think about that shit. Like, all we have, it's crazy because if I say Saudi Arabia to you or whatever, all you think is terrorists, bombs, whatever. And then until you talk to some people from Saudi Arabia, I got one of my good friends, Moon Napoleon, stays in fucking Saudi Arabia. He films every day to show you all the fucking lies Americans tell about Saudi Arabia. He shows how beautiful it is, all people are cool. It's not fucking bombs and shootings all over the place. It's, you know what I mean? But so it's like, it's what we've been told, and that's what he's been showed.
Right.
Yep. You know what I mean? He think all black women are fucking loud and aggressive and cursing because loving hip hop and basketball wives
they're so
are
ratchet.
the biggest things on TV.
Right.
That represent us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So with Skinhead's the same fucking thing. It's like, all we have is these films. Like, I think about it. If I didn't know Rob, you would probably thought that same shit today. Like, you know what I'm saying? And whoever's listening would have been the same shit. Like,
I'm sure there's plenty of people when you first started, they're like, wait, who?
Right. But I always say that on purpose.
Yeah.
I could just be like, Rob.
Right.
First of all, I never called him that. I always called him Skinhead Rob. That's his fucking name. Well, that was the name I was introduced to him. Right? Right? You know? But the reason why I do that is because I was taught what was up.
Right.
First of all, my initial thing, I always go into situations open-minded about a lot of things. When I was introduced to him, I met him through my good friends Crying Agony and them at the studio. Right across here.
Yep.
Right here.
Bien.
And when I was introduced to him, first of all, them are my brothers for real. Like, that's what makes Rob my brother for real. I met him on family shit.
Yep.
Yo, this is Skinhead Rob. I don't need to question nothing else. Crying Down's about validation.
Right.
For sure.
That's his brother? Oh, well, he good. I'll learn about the Skinhead Rob shit later. You know what I'm saying? But wasn't it like that, bro? I didn't initially ask him about that shit. We had a conversation way later on about that shit. You know what I'm saying? But way longer after that shit. My validation came from Crying. That's my guy. Like, okay, cool. That's family. And we've been brothers ever since. I found out the Skinhead Rob shit way later. Right. You know what I mean? And which made it even more interesting and better. I didn't go into judging or thinking anything.
Right.
But I know how we do.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I know how people are when they hear Skinhead. I know how I was when I heard Skinhead.
Yeah.
And he start dropping these fucking bars, these history of shit. Yo, Rob. Can you see Rob in there?
Get Polly.
Yeah. I want to play some of the jams, some of the joints you were sending me. You know, I want people to hear this. I know I'm kind of like all over the place with this show, whatever, but I really want y'all to get the history of this, man. Rob is such a dope dude. And obviously I'm going to get the history of you and the bands and music and all that shit also. But I want them to get a bar of just some of these joints. Now, the joints you send me, it's mostly, it's different songs, right? It's some punk, it's some reggae, it's some...
Yeah, I kind of sent you a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Whether it be from, when Skinhead started out listening to reggae, just dub Skinhead reggae,
Right.
because, it was what they were buying, and some of the songs, as you can hear, were even made for Skinheads, you know.
I played Skinhead Revolt, and they was...
There you go.
That's what the fuck it was.
And,
you know what I'm saying?
and so this is what, again, it's white kids and black kids, you know. This is in the 60s, late 60s, and so picture all this going down in the clubs and the dance halls,
Right.
Everyone is having a good time. It's not about nothing else except having a good fucking time,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
and that's how it should be.
So let's start with now what's the group name? I want to play Skinhead Revolt.
Yeah. There you go.
And that's not the name of the group too? What's it? It's just gonna play Rob? I want them to get a bar of this, man.
It's gonna play right now.
Skinhead Revolt.
Trip. You would never fucking...
No, not at all.
Now, when you hear about this place,
Skinhead Revolt.
people don't understand. This is a black man. This is a black group. You know, they're making it.
Yeah, I would have never, never.
No,
It's called Skinhead Revolt.
No.
there's no white man in this group. And
Like you would totally kind of just skip over. You wouldn't even. I mean, just seeing the name, you'd probably just skip over it. But
Exactly.
actually listening to it, you wouldn't believe. Like
You never knew.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? And I love that because this is shit I was rock, bro.
yeah, it's
Seriously.
great.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like, I'm totally ready.
And there's another song that I sent you too that you might have noticed a sample from Magnificent Special Ed. You know.
I don't know what I play. I got
And that's
maybe
Dave and Ansel Collins, Double Barrel. You know, there's a lot of stuff because the music's so good that people like. I'm not the only person to have heard that. You know, obviously the person who made
Right.
Special Ed sampled it. They
You
knew
and
good
them.
music when they heard it. You know,
And that was the first joint I played. I want to let's play a Double Barrel. That was the first joint I played, and me and Polly Rob was there tripping.
Ooh, always.
But yeah, so I sent some of the Skinhead reggae. I sent some of the two-tone stuff, which is ska, and then I sent some of the oi and the street punk stuff.
I'm back, but the shaker was so boss, most tolerant on the soul. I am W-O-O-O.
And like this is all timeless music. You know, like there's no expiration date on Skinhead reggae. Like this, any time of day, any month of the year, any of that. Like this is it's always time for this. You know, like smoking or about to fight or this or that. Like there's no.
He left his gang and shit.
Real? I'm really surprised right now. Like
Because you would have thought.
I wouldn't have never associated the two. I mean, I love reggae. Reggae, you know, you get your life real fast.
Right,
With some
right,
reggae,
right,
right?
right.
Good vibes all the time. Like you can't help but move. But like, I would think Skinhead. I'm thinking screaming. You know, undetectable words. You know what I mean? Just like loud noises. Like that's what my assumption would be. You know what I mean?
There's some of that because like the whole punk rock thing in the 80s, late 70s, and early 80s. And, like the resurgence of skinheads came about, and the new breed and stuff. Like the music was dubbed oi, and that was because that was like the call. Like, oi,
Right,
hey, he's oi, you know, and so it became oi music.
Hey, is that like, kind of like, this will sound crazy, but I'm asking because I was told that if you don't ask questions, you were dumber than the question you asked.
Right.
So, it said oi though, oi. Now it sound like somebody trying to say, hey,
Yeah.
but from England.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got
Pretty
it.
much what it is.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm kind of, I'm gonna ask that over here.
Yeah. No. You're dead on with it.
I thought you were gonna say something totally different. I was scared for a minute. I was like, what is this?
Because I see that was in the subject. You put oi.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so like that whole type of punk rock, it was dubbed oi because it was basically skinheads and street punks, and it had a very distinct sound to it, kind of usually only like 3 chords, kind of some would say basic. Still some of the best punk rock ever recorded.
Work it out.
Wow.
Now in here, I do want to play that. What was that? Fuck. Y'all gotta excuse me.
But I mean,
Fuck
there's
cool.
so many, like for people who are listening who want to check any of this shit out, like you know, start with Joe the Boss, you know, Desmond Decker, Lloyd Aiken, you know, Toots and the Maytals. There's, you know, Jimmy Cliff. You know, the catalog is vast of good reggae out there that people might not know about.
How old were you when
When I first got into
when
it,
you first got into it?
Fucking freedom.
there you go, Cockney Rejects. I was like 15, 16.
And like, I always wonder sometimes, like, what was your family dynamic like? Like, what kind of household were you raised in that ultimately either contributed or you rebelled against? You know what I mean? Like,
Right. I had one older sister, and my sister's passed away since. My dad's passed away, but both my parents used to be school teachers.
mm-hmm.
And my sister ended up being a school teacher as well.
Oh, wow.
I obviously didn't. But like, it's just who I fell in with,
Right.
you know. You get in where you fit in. you
Yeah,
know?
but how did your parents say, like, when you
they
finally
didn't know
decided?
what the fuck to think.
Word,
Yeah.
okay.
You know,
Like, how do you, like, because obviously there's going to be kids who are going to identify, right? And they're going to want to kind of go over into this lane. Like, what kind of advice would you give them ultimately in trying to transition so that their parents don't think they're just out here being racist, that there is a greater culture?
My parents were pretty cool. You know, they didn't know, obviously, about real skinheads and the history of it or anything, so I kind of had to... But keep in mind, I was just getting into it. So my knowledge was even somewhat limited, you know, as a kid, to keep it real, you know. And so I just told them what I knew, and I mean, you know, we all get into shit, we all make mistakes growing up and stuff, you know. But
that's just kid shit.
It's just kid shit, you know. But
let me ask you, what about the women represent, like
the skinhead girls?
That's a good question.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean. They're not really represented. Even in the movies, they're like the main guy's chick. Like, it's not even.
You see that movie, The Green Room? It was out like a year or two ago.
Have I seen The Green Room? I don't know if I've seen The Green Room.
I mean, it was whatever, but it was like another attempt at having skinheads as like main characters and this and that. And anyways, but wait, what?
Chicks.
Skinhead girls. But I say that because they're like some of the girls were portrayed as skinhead girls in the movie as well. But yeah, they're just a big as part of it as the men, you know.
Did they ever have their own, like, did they have their own crews and shit like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, like usually, I mean, there will be just skinhead girl gangs, you know, but usually they'll fall in with
the guys,
the homies.
Right.
So if you know they're from, if I'm from here and this is my homegirl, she's from here too.
Right.
You know?
They have their own little thing on the side.
And I mean, I've seen it firsthand. Like some shit jumps off, like they'll be the first.
They all
one,
in. Right.
You know, moving.
Which usually are. Women usually are. Straight up.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Protecting was there.
Exactly. Right. What are, like, you broke down, you know, what the guys look like. What do the girls look like?
A lot of the gear will be the same, like boots and braces and jeans, and you know the Fred Perry's and Ben Sherman and stuff. But then they'll also have, like, I have one tattooed on my arm. You know, she's got the suit jacket and the skirt and you know, the brogues and stuff. You know, so it's like homeboy's got the suit and everything. You know, traditional and shit. You know, but
see, that's dope. Nobody.
That is so. Yeah, you would never know that's what that was.
Right.
Yeah, I got Mr. Magoo as a skinhead.
That's skinhead.
But yeah, I mean, skinhead girls, they go back just as far as the dudes in the whole thing, you know. So they've got their own style, you know, their own fringe haircut and everything. And
that'd be a dope ass fucking. Right? I would say movie, but they fucked up all the rest of the movies.
But at least you gotta see This Is England. You gotta see This Is England.
Okay, This is England. And is there a dope documentary that maybe we can look up where some?
Yes, actually there is.
Okay.
As far as it only talks about like the British side, or whatever. But what's the dude's name? I think it's Don Letts. Let me look it up real quick. But it's a pretty thorough delving into the whole world because it's pretty right on too, because it starts with, you know, Jamaicans and this and that.
The whole
influx, but also talks about how people got suckered into the right wing into things and the bands like Screwdriver that were there.
Now look, how does the you know the I was just straight up saying the racist skinheads, how they look at y'all?
Oh, they hate us.
Oh, right.
That's like mortal sworn enemies.
Yeah, straight up.
Like you know, I don't want to incriminate anybody, including
right.
Present company. But see, that's another thing too. It gets so fucking frustrating, you know, because or should I say, we and people who I've known over the years have been in so much shit, you know, with white power skinheads and this and that, you know, and you know, whether it's fair ones or it's, you know, not so fair ones, you know, and so it gets kind of frustrating when people prejudge you.
Yeah.
Is that word, prejudice? When he's one kind of way, it's like, actually, done a couple things that you might
Right.
appreciate,
Right.
you know.
Yeah.
Right.
And but you know, that's just you know, such is life, you know, because it's. But again, like you don't get into the whole skinhead thing because you want to. Like I wasn't trying to change the world or anything, you know. I was just
A fucking kid.
a
Have fun
fucking
with
kid.
the homies.
Then there's you
Straight
know,
up, man.
and it's what I did, what I was, and you know, when you're into something, and when you're a kid, you know, you think, this is it forever, you know.
Right,
and,
right.
But you know,
Right.
I'm 40 years old now. You
Right.
know, I've been lucky enough. I've been around the world a couple times on tour and this and that, and seen a lot of things and met a lot of great people, and you know, it's like I said earlier, I always have the utmost respect for skinheads and for the skinhead culture, subculture, whatever you want to call it, just because it's real fucking underdog life,
Right.
you know, and it's
Yeah.
real. It's hard to explain because it's hard to give examples of stuff that people don't see,
Right,
people
right, right.
can't
Right.
see.
Yeah.
You know,
But you know what's crazy? Even with that, like examples for me or now Melissa now, like is when they meet some like
Right.
a Rob. You know what I mean? Like, you know, we've kicked it and chopped it enough to where that was an example for me. I'm like, well, shit, everybody know. You know what happens? Like, it's like, okay, the one thing I did like about American History X was him being locked up in the laundry room with the black dude, right? And then now when you're locked up with that, just show like when you get to know a motherfucker,
Right.
you kind of all these things fall down these walls,
Yeah.
because you're just two people chopping. You almost go back to baby shit when you're a baby. Like, you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
the black baby see the white baby. They don't see white baby, black
just
baby. They
see a
see
baby.
friend, baby.
Yeah.
Let's play. They
everything
smile.
else is you're taught.
Everything else
Yeah.
you fucking taught it, right? You know what I mean? So it's like that American History X. Like he was holding strong for a minute. Didn't want to talk to the black guy. Obviously, broke that shit on down because the black guy was seeing way past what he was on, and they ended up being cool and friends and shit. You know what I mean? But I you know, and they, at least that one part was sort of like, I'm glad they showed that to. I know it probably pissed a lot of people off who hate,
Right.
who live in hate. You know what I mean? But that was some ill shit. It's like, yo, once you get to know a motherfucker, people don't even want to be who they are.
Right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes they're not even who they think they're portraying.
Exactly.
In your heart, as far as who you really are. You know what I mean?
It's hard sometimes. People have them, you know, let their guard down.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Right. They've been building this shit for so long. They've been living in this fucking costume. And when I say costume, I don't mean any outfit or anything. I mean
Right.
like a costume of who they not really are. That's what I
Right.
mean, you know. And that shit's like thick as stone now.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to chip away at that shit. You know, but when they do get that shit off, they're like, yo, what the fuck was I doing?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, usually it happens when we get older. We go through some shit. You know what I mean? Me being in my 30s now, it's so much shit I would not do that I did yesterday
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I thought and was die hard on. I'm like, what the fuck was I
Yeah.
thinking?
Right.
You know,
You know what I
you
mean?
change. Your thought
Yeah.
process changes. What
Exactly.
things that maybe weren't so important at one time become more important.
Right.
You know, and you know, people can say whatever. You know, I got plenty of people out there who don't like me for this, that, or the other reason. You know, I've never let that bother me. I've had that since my whole life. You know, so I mean, even just with my name alone, it's you know the problems and this and that it's caused. But because you know, for a while, I'd be introduced to someone or introduce myself, and they get like the weird look on their face or say some shit, and I'd be, oh well, you know, it's woo. But then early on I learned, like, man, fuck this. I'm not explaining nothing.
Right.
That's my name. Yeah. Skinhead.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, if you would like to have a conversation about it, we can do that, or if you want to outside, that too. You know, but I was like, I'm getting exhausted trying to give this history lesson to every person I meet.
And especially when motherfuckers don't want to listen.
Right.
There's this wall.
Yeah.
Like I don't. You know, it's hard for you to teach somebody something, and You looking at this wall. They're not even hearing you.
No.
Right.
So it's just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Man, and like with
Wasting time.
fucking social media, there's every once in a while there'll always be some asshole who are, like, say if I post a picture of me and you, and I'm gonna say something like, my brother bad luck, woo, and then some asshole will always be like, your name's Skinhead Rob, you're taking a picture with a black dude.
Right.
Right.
And it's like, God damn it.
Right.
You know, and usually someone else sees it and they'll eat him up and,
Right,
you know,
right.
remedy it.
Right.
But it's like, man. Like,
But you know what's crazy though is that you should. I've always thought a little further than what maybe like. If I seen it, I'm like, oh, maybe something ain't what I think.
Right.
exactly.
Instead of but usually people just snap and open their dumb ass mouth.
Yes.
Right.
Without what I mean. But if that was what it was, it wouldn't be what you're seeing.
Exactly.
So, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
One time, because, you know, I used to go on the road and do a lot of shows with Paul Wall. And we were in Dallas at this, it was like one of the college campuses. It was having like this outdoor free show or something. So it was like Paul and Slim Thug, a couple other people. And again, I'm there with Paul, so I'm basically the only white person
Right.
in the whole place.
Right, for sure.
You got Paul.
Right.
So, you know, we're on stage doing our thing, and you know, it was my boy Skinhead Rob, blah blah. So afterwards, we're backstage, and it's like me, Paul, Slim, Cat, Goo, a couple of the homies, and then the gentleman who was in charge, who was throwing the fest. Older black gentleman, long gray dreadlocks, and he came over and someone said, "Oh, he's the dude who threw it." You know, I was like, "Hey, man, thank you for having us. It's awesome to be here. Thank you." He's like, "What did he say your name was again?" I said, "Skinhead Rob." And he's shaking my hand the whole time, right?
Right.
He's just looking at me. He's like, "We don't get a lot of you around here." And I mean, I was like, "Yeah,
Right.
probably not, huh?"
Right.
He just shook his hand and kept it moving, you know.
Yo,
But I
people,
mean, you know,
people do. Hey, it's funny. We had a show in fucking Billings, Montana, right? Right. It looks like what it sounds like, right?
Billings?
So we're Billings, Montana. We were walking to the store. It was a Walmart, right? And it was me and my manager at the time, and maybe like two more of our homies, whatever, jumped out. So we walking. I got a wife beater on, shorts. It's fucking hot and shit. So we walk in the store. This lady, we walking in the parking lot. This lady, older white lady, right? She said, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" Dude, it was so not. Look, I was so caught off guard because there was nothing mean about
No,
it.
she was sincere.
She was like, "Hey, what are you guys doing here?"
genuinely curious.
She was genuinely. She was like, "I'm not gonna hide it. I'm not embarrassed." I'm like, "What are you guys doing here?" I know you don't live here. Like, I know it. Duh, that's what I said. That's what my family says out here. I'm thinking, why not even lie? I'm like, what am I doing?
Directly to a lie.
She was so smooth with it. I was like, hey, my family says that. What the fuck? I'm doing lying. It's my business when I'm out here. Like, duh. It was so smooth, though. I just fucking laughed it off.
Yeah.
So,
You have to.
Sometimes it's all you can do.
Right.
I mean, people's, you know, misconceptions or whatever. And sometimes that's all you can do is laugh it off because you can't get mad every time someone doesn't understand you, or you know.
I've learned that too.
I mean,
waste your energy on this type of shit.
and I've wasted so much energy and
Right.
been mad for so long over nothing, you know.
Right.
And feel the agony just walk in the building.
My guy. Phil Agnew definitely just walked in the building, man. My brother.
This interview is like, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Ag, have you met the beautiful? This is Melissa.
Hi.
My man Phil Agnew.
Nice to meet you.
Ag, man, we was just talking. You know, you've been hearing it. You know, we talking about this skinhead life.
Right.
You know what I mean? The people don't know, but they know now.
Right.
You know what I mean? But good listeners. And I was actually, what I want to do, Rob, get into, I let's go into some music history. Because, you know, these niggas don't know. Like, I know I mentioned Travis Barker earlier. You mentioned Paul Wall and, you know, being on the road with Thug and all them. And, like, let's talk about your musical background. Like,
oh, man. Well, the first band I was in, I guess I'm still in, Transplants with Travis Barker and Tim Armstrong. We put out a few albums here and there and this and that. And I got another band called Death March.
Hold on, wait. I'm not gonna let you just keep sliding through these bars.
These names.
Yeah, hey man, I mean, my friends. My friends are all fades. Like, so they, like, hey, you talk to Ag about some shit, he'll slide through some shit. I'm like, dude, you know what you just said you
Yeah,
were
you
with?
need to backtrack. Like,
I remember Ag. But the funny was, I'm definitely gonna get robbed. I remember I saw Ag perform for the first time at the Palace. Remember the Palace in Hollywood? It was called the Palace, right? Yeah. And he fucking said some shit. I don't even need a mic. He just dropped the mic and started rapping. We went nuts. We were fucking saying, oh, he dropped the mic. It was the most amazing shit I've seen. I don't need a mic. He didn't need a mic. It was crazy. But he'll talk about some shit like that and slide through it.
Right.
And I'm like, no, fucking Ag, you're fucking incredible. Don't slide through that shit. He was in a band of Transplants. Like, it was Travis Barker and him. They were in the band together. Like that. Ah, swag. So much swag.
This.
hi.
So much swag. My man Crondon just into the building. My man, thank you.
I'm good. How are you?
Are those Goosebumps shorts?
Straight out of Coming to America.
Dizzaline.
Thank you.
What's going on, brother?
Dizzaline.
Melissa, it's nice to meet you.
Dizzaline. My man crying out into the building. Hold on one time. Dizzaline, are those Goosebumps shorts? Yeah. Look at him, dog. Those are Goosebumps shorts.
Crondon with the R.L. Stein Goosebumps.
Killer.
Did you just lick your lips?
Dizzaline, what's up?
Like you just straight, like a snack though.
What's up with the good brother, man?
We good, man. We good.
Champagne, man. I mean, you know.
Killer. Hey, Rob. Hey, how you doing? I'm good.
That's our good friend, Nas.
Hey, Nas. I've met her before.
You met her a lot of times.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Hey, Rob. My baby. I mean, I know people listening. They're like, get away shit. We just all doing all
Yeah,
kind
I just came. You came just to see Rob.
No, Killer. I'm putting you on the mic though. You on the mic too. Bars, because Rob give me these bars. Rob, no, you talked. No, we talked enough.
Yeah.
We talked. We got. Hey, Rob.
Holly.
I know you listening, man, but Rob is in the building. And Rob's in the building. You know, our other good friends stopped by. My man Phil the Aggie definitely stopped by. Crondon, actually, who I mentioned earlier, how I met Rob was through you brothers. You know what I mean? I was telling him, you know what? Yeah, Master Relief. Master Relief is definitely in the building. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Dude, you got Goosebumps shorts. Killer. Serious? There's no games over here, dog. You put up with the Goosebumps shorts?
Listen, I used to love those books because it actually felt like the goosebumps on the on the front of the page.
Right. Oh, that's killer. Okay, a little history. So Rob tried to slide past. He was in his original group, the Transplants.
Oh yeah.
And who was all members? It was you, yourself, and who else?
Me, Travis Barker, and Tim Armstrong.
Killer.
So, yeah, we had a lot of. We're still working stuff when we can. You know, everyone's busy with their other projects and stuff, so we don't get to function as a fully functioning band as we'd like to with touring and stuff. But I'm just lucky I get to do it all. You know, and to work with them dudes, and you know, because we've had some good times. You know, whether it be in the studio or whether it be, you know, on the road and playing live, just, you know, recording with the homies, you know, like, and like, even like, but beyond that stuff, like, then we, you know, all like the rap shit I've done, you know, with everyone in this room, you know,
we got a song.
Paul, Slim Thug, Bun B,
Me,
Crypto,
Crondon,
Mitchie Slade.
Skinhead Rob on a Mad Lib beat. That's one. That's one of my favorites.
It didn't make it in the album because
we did that.
Lyrical content was frowned upon.
We did make it a classic 45.
On a 45 only. It was
Yeah.
A 45-minute song?
It's a 45 on the record. You know, the smaller
Like,
record.
you just said 45-minute song? Okay. Are you serious?
But Rob, man, you know, I just came through because I love your show, and
Thank
you know, I couldn't miss an interview with Skinhead Rob on your show. I was like, that shit is gonna be amazing. I gotta see that.
We was talking about some shit, bro, but I really wanted them to know, first of all, how dope of a guy he is. You know,
A super dope guy, and not to cut you off. That's what I'm gonna just keep my words short and sweet and let y'all go. Skinhead Rob is one of our best friends. You know, Crying introduced me to Rob, and Rob is one of the most stand-up dudes in life that you'll ever run across.
Man.
And a lot of people, you might hear Skinhead this or Skinhead that, and get the wrong impression, you know, but nah, it's not that.
but nah.
But it's so much more than that, and his love for rap even, you know, y'all sit and talk to Rob about, you know, the Jacka or Andre Nicotina or Mac Dre, and you know, he'll tell you all about that. And especially who's our guy? Sugar Free? What?
Sugar Free.
Rob is probably one of the biggest Sugar Free fans in the world. If you don't know. And I'm gonna keep it last like this. Like, Rob had so many tattoos when I first met him. I never met someone with as many tattoos. When I met Rob, he was doing it way before a lot of cats. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Lifestyle.
as the years went by, I don't even see those tattoos no more. It's just this dude that's a good dude. That's it, man. So that's Skinhead Rob for me, man. And yeah.
Thanks,
that's
sir.
why I had to come and smoke and pop a bottle.
Yeah. I'm glad you spoke on that because we were talking earlier. That's one of the reasons I wanted to have him on the show is the whole misconception of when people hear the word skinhead. You know what I mean? Because I was telling Rob real short. I was telling Rob when I met him through y'all. So I didn't question anything. Y'all my brothers, so it was family off top. And I was hip to the backstory and the history of that maybe years later, talking to Rob on some, we done kicked it 100 fucking times. And then we talked about the skinhead thing and the history of that. And I'm like, I was intrigued, like, because I didn't know. I obviously knew we wasn't a fucking racist. We hanging. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. You know what I mean? I didn't have to catch me question that shit. But when he gave me the history, the bars of that shit, and Jamaican roots, and I was playing songs earlier, bro, fucked me up, bro. Like, I didn't know none of that shit. I had no idea. Like, and he was just lacing me with the game, and I'm just like, yo, I wanted to talk about that on the show. Because you know how we hear Skinhead, you know, we think, what the fuck? How you know? All right, man, that's my brother. What you think? Like, question. If you got a question me first. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is my man. What I tell you? What I tell you? Like, you know what I mean? Why are we going past that? Like, you know what I mean? So that's the bars we were given earlier. And man, you know, we really went in deep with that, the whole backstory. We even talked about the women. We talked about everything, all the presence of the difference between then and now, back to the '60s, Jamaican roots and all that. And now we're kind of like, oh yeah, I do killer music too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I forgot to tell you that. You know, with all this history. I'll tell you, all these friends and I'm killer out here, you know, so I want to ask you from what was the timeline from the transplants to, because the transplant it wasn't like it died out. It was just like what's the move from transplant to Death March? It was just a complete different thing.
Well, transplant started in like 2000. Mm-hmm. We made a couple albums, did a couple tours. You know, Trav unfortunately had his plane crash. You know,
Right.
But
that's my squeaky chair. People don't mind a squeaky chair, but fuck it.
But I mean, to keep it real, you know, I hate that fucking accident happened. You know, because you know we lost Lil Chris, we lost Che, and we lost Am. Yeah. You know, all because of that flight. You know, and but like when that happened, like me and Tim weren't really on the same page for a while.
Okay.
You know, we weren't talking
because of
band shit and how you know whatever. And but when that happened, like everyone kind of got perspective on what really matters and what doesn't, you know. Right. So, you know, Travis laying up in the hospital, you know, fucking damn near dead, half his fucking skin's burned off him, you know, and I go stay with him every night, every day and every night, you know, at the burn center out here and stuff. And man, to see that dude go through that shit and be laying in the hospital bed and telling me we gotta work, we gotta make another album and this and that. You know? I was like, we don't have to do nothing if you don't want to. You know, like I'm not, you don't owe me nothing. You don't owe anybody anything. You know, you've done more than your share, above and beyond for everyone, fans included. You know, so but he's like, nah, fuck that. I gotta work. So, you know, I called up Tim. We put all the bullshit behind us and kept it moving. You know, and it's been wonderful ever since. You know, so sometimes, you know, unfortunately, it takes fucked up events to make you see what's really important. You know, and make you see what's not important. You know, and you just got to keep on moving, though. You know, you can't change the past. You know, you can only learn from it, hopefully, and do better. You know, hopefully, you know, other people will follow suit as well. But you can't. I've also learned that you can't control anybody else's actions or their thoughts. You know, you can only control you. So I can't be mad at the next man for not doing what I want or what I think is right. You know, we're all different people, we're all individuals, and especially if you're in a band, you have to realize and you have to take into consideration that it's not just you. It's not a one-man show, you know. And you're in a band, you're with people who are also very creative, you know. And when you get a bunch of people who are all creative in the same room, sometimes it doesn't always work out because I might think, oh, it should go this route. You know, someone else might think it should go this route, and you know. But you just work through shit, you know, because like with us, the three of us, it's like a brotherhood. You know, we love each other like brothers. We argue like brothers, but it's still all love at the end of the day. You know, like we might not be on the same page 1,000% of the time, but we're in the same book at least. You know, so
right.
And you guys with Death March, it's a thing like kind of like shit. We come back to it all like whatever. Like none of this is really done. Kind of like it's like whenever we want to rock out, we rock out.
Yeah, with Death March, we don't get to play very much out of Southern California because everyone else in the band's got real jobs and real lives and stuff, you know. But all the stuff we do, it's real. I guess for
like a passion project.
Yeah, I mean, I love playing in Death March. You know, I love working with those dudes and writing songs with them and performing, and because it's just about that. Like, there's no money in it for any of us. You know, we put out our own records. You know, we play small shows. You know, all DIY stuff and a lot of benefit shows. You know, because that's what it's about. Especially like in the punk community, like it's about helping people out. You know, and so if you can make someone to help out a charity or a cause or a family that's struggling, then yeah, why wouldn't you play that show? You know, so that's one of the benefits of being in a band like Death March is that we get to do stuff like that. And it's a whole different animal too musically than Transplants. Like Transplants kind of all over the place, you know, whether it's punk rock or hip hop or fucking this, that, the other thing thrown in. With Death March, it's just hardcore punk, you know. There's no cut. So
do you miss it? I mean, maybe like rocking out like on a regular.
Yeah, I mean, I used to love being on tour.
Yeah.
You know, that was like I get lost between the studio and like the stage, you know. Like I don't really know what to do. So I don't if I had it my way, I'd be doing those two things all the time. Playing shows and just in the studio because
right.
That's what I like to do. You know, and like I got a like creative energy, I guess you'd call it. So you have to get that out some way, you know. And since I'm not able to go on tour or do this or that or be in the studio all the time, sometimes I'll paint shit. You know, sometimes I'll draw shit. Sometimes I'll whatever, you know, just to get it out. You know, it might be in a different form, obviously, because it's a different art form, but I don't even know if any of this shit makes sense. But like to me, it does because once I do a piece of quote unquote art,
Right.
like then it's done.
Right.
You know, I don't, and I'll usually throw it away when I'm done with it, just because it did what it had to do. It served its
Really?
purpose.
Right.
You know,
Okay.
it's not. I don't need to put it up for sale or.
Right.
I might think it's the greatest thing I've ever done, but I did it for that purpose, just because I had to do it.
Word. Okay.
I didn't do it because I'm gonna post this and see how many likes I get, or
Right.
see.
What if somebody wants to buy something? Well, usually maybe they don't make it to. Well, the average person probably doesn't make it to even see it.
Right.
Yeah, usually with probably 99% of the stuff I've done, I'd throw it away.
Right. Okay.
You know,
Yeah, that's
paintings,
crazy.
drawings.
Like I
But
was.
it's ill because you kind of just want to see like, well, damn, I want to see it. Like I want to see like.
Right.
Because, like I said, it's just getting it out, and like
Totally understand.
whatever medium I'm using, if it's a certain type of pen on like like a tip on a calligraphy pen, like interchangeable ones, you know, if it's that, and I'm writing on a certain type of paper or whatever, the how do I say this without sounding too crazy? Like
Look, we do crazy here.
the feeling and the sound that the tools I'm working with, whether even if it's just the smallest thing, and you might not necessarily might be here, but you can feel it because the vibration of the pen tip and the canvas of the paper, whatever. Like that's to me, that's just as much. Like I get as much out of that as I do visually making it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like, besides, I guess, taste, you're using pretty much all your senses. You know?
You're feeling it being made.
You smell the paint, you smell the ink, everything.
Right.
But so yeah, but like when I'm done, like I either got it out or I got to do something else. You know.
Both times they get thrown away.
Yeah, I think I've only. I kept one that I did for my girlfriend, and I kept one that's in storage. I'll bring it to you. You can have it.
Please. Fucking love it.
I actually was down there the other day and looked at it, and I was like, this fucking thing. But I kept it for a reason. You know, whereas I destroyed the other ones. But
I forgot to destroy the other one. Dog, it's crazy because I'm like, yo, but then I don't know what to say. It's kind of like I don't want to seem like I'm so against the corporate anything. You know what I mean? So when you say I throw them away, I want to say, dog, you don't want to sell it, but then I don't want to even remotely seem like that, like the corporate part of. The man just said he got it out and he fulfilled.
Right.
Like, you know,
I see what you're saying though, and a lot of people say that. Like, like, what do you mean? Like, let me get that. You know.
Right.
Because
You're a fan. It's like Tupac demos. So
yeah. Right. Right. Exactly. It's rare. That's so. So that's what it's for me. Like me asking is more so, like me for real. Me. I'm not speaking for nobody else. For me. I'm more so like the fan now. Like, okay, like you don't want to do like man. He gave it to me. Brought this by. Wow. He told me what it was, but I still didn't open it up because I wanted to do it on the show, and because I'm a fan. Like I'm a fan of. First of all, I'm a fan of Rob. Right. Like I'm a fan of Cron Dons. Like I'm a fan of Eggs. Right. Like so. If I know that he's doing art somewhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, why don't I would want this? Like, I would want to, and then I would, but then I'm kind of like the person. The reason why I started my podcast is to show people that mainstream don't show, right? And mainstream do show with some people, right? But I have Melissa on my show because Melissa's just an interesting, dope girl. So I want to talk to people learn about her and what she got going on. Rob is a great motherfucker. Like, so I want them to know, like, yo, you should know him, learn about him, because it's so many, it across so many kind of fucking lines if you just accept a lot of people. People just do dope things in life. Like, you know what I mean? It's like the TV show Dirty Jobs. Like, he shows the people you never fucking ask about. You want to know, damn, that's what they do. That's what they do in real life. That's a crazy job. Like, so my show is that. So if Rob is kind of like, yo, like, you doing art too on top of everything else. Like, why you should show it. But then I'm like, that man just said his passion is basically fulfilled at this point. So he talks away. So I'm teetering. I'm like, but that's so dope that he's being fulfilled. Now, see, I know that. Right. So that's dope. So that's me keeping that. I know you got some.
You see this? Yeah. I was gonna say, do you not ever want to revisit that emotion? You know what I mean? Like, you have all this inside of you, and you have this moment where you get out. Totally understandable from the artist's perspective, right? But then you got it out, and it's kind of there. You actually have a product of your feelings. Like, there's never a time that you want to kind of go back and revisit that emotion, and maybe that helped you get through it. You know what I mean?
Honestly, no, because.
Thank you.
Like, I'm a depressive, you know, so I deal with that and shit and other stuff. But so like a lot of the stuff, it doesn't come from the happiest place, you know. So if I'm revisiting it, I'm going back to why I made that.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't want to.
Right.
You know, that's part of.
I dig that.
That's part of getting it out. You know, yeah.
Do you ever just create out of I'm chilling? I just want to drop some shit.
I've found that because I'm not gonna lie. I'm not the most talented, right? And especially when it comes to art. So.
You are an ill motherfucker, though.
So for me,
with that being said,
I know it's like kind of like fucking writing a song. You know, we all know how that goes. Like, it sounds a certain way in your head, but then once it comes out, it's different. You know, so I found that when I guess force myself to do it, or just pick up a pen and pad or whatever, I'm not really ever happy with the results. You know, the only time I do that is if, like, I'm doing an album cover for somebody or something where it has to be done.
Right.
You know, then I'll get on it. But usually when I paint or draw or whatever else, there's usually something going on in my head, you know, or I'm in a certain place, you know. So it's almost like how creativity, you know, but it's weird because to me, I know it might kind of sound weird, whatever, because it is creative energy, but it's not. I don't see it as really creating something.
Right.
I just see it as I'm doing something.
Okay.
You know, that's just a thing that I made.
Right.
You know, to everybody else, there's no significance to it. It's of no importance. They might like how it looks aesthetically, and that's cool. I appreciate that. But that's not why I did it.
Right.
You know, I didn't. But at the same time, you know, like, I'll be every once in a while I'll be asked to do something maybe for like a group art show or this or that, and you know, I'll do it because it's usually a friend of mine who's throwing it, and it's usually for a benefit or something or this or that.
Now, is it a different kind of channel you would be on, and that aspect being that, you know, you'll get out when you usually get out is different. You got some shit on your mind, you get something out. When you do, for lack of a better term, create. I don't gonna use that word again, right? But when you make this thing, then you know you're not usually really happy with those results. But if it's more so not, I don't want to cheapen it, but like a job, right?
Right.
So at that point, do you disconnect the kind of like the art behind it. And what I mean by that is when it becomes a job, it's like a job, so you don't attach yourself to that in all kind of way. So you can let that go.
Right.
Right. You take the emotion out of it.
Right. You kind of take the emotion out of it with it being like a job, more so.
Yeah. It definitely changes it a little bit because, you know, as you said, when I'm just doing it for me and doing it to do it, that's just why I'm doing it. It's just because, you know, I have to get it out, and it's, I guess, therapeutic, you know. But like when it's for somebody else or for a deadline that has to be met, or say it's a group art show and there's a theme to it, I somewhat have to do something related to that theme.
Right.
I mean, with that said, it's fucking art, so I could do whatever the fuck I wanted and say, yeah, this has to do with the fucking the gold rush.
It's all about your finesse game. Your finesse game got to be killer. Yeah.
See these rocks.
But I at the same time, I like doing stuff. Like I love doing album cover stuff. I love doing inserts for albums and stuff like that. Because to me, as a kid, growing up and going record shopping and stuff, and cassette shopping, like just as big to me as what was going on musically and lyrically was what was going on with the packaging.
Right.
You know, so
that could
the album cover, the liner notes, the thank yous, the who did what's, the everything, where it was done at. Like I was always interested in that because if I'm interested in something, I'm interested in it all the way.
Right.
I want to know about it. I want to know what came before that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know who did it, just to know, because why limit yourself, because that's how you learn about other shit and other people and worlds that motherfuckers don't even know exist, such as the skinhead world.
Right.
True story.
And I don't know. I mean, if I wasn't me and I didn't know about skinheads and I just heard about it, I would definitely look into it because that sounds interesting as shit. What, this came from blacks and whites? Like, I wasn't aware of this because all I've seen is fucking Geraldo get his nose broke. So
I remember that episode.
there's a whole, but it's like with everything else, So it
we all know it's Skinner.
I mean, shit, especially nowadays, we're in 2017 where everyone's basically got access to the whole world on their phone,
Right. Too much fucking information.
Way too much.
And I don't know. I mean, what do I know though? I don't.
You know a lot, right?
Yeah.
You want to say that? You just schooled us to a lot of shit here.
But
he's an ill dude, bro.
But like the
You put me on the Andre Nickatina movie, dog. And I mean, first of all, I'm sure there's many. Right. But the one I watched, I couldn't believe. Yeah, let me tell you the two illest movies I've probably seen. That fucking Andre Nickatina movie with the Pimpin' in Vegas and all that shit like that. That shit and Pimp Snooki movie. If you've never seen Pimp Snooki movie, bruh, if you watch, if we fucking, I'll show you a scene on this right now, dog. Pimp Snooki movie, dog. It's on YouTube. He shot it, bruh. It's the most ignorant shit. It's so ignorant, bro. That shit's ignorant, bro. It makes the world start like ChristianMingle.com, dog. It's like,
He looks so proud though in this moment, like how
I couldn't believe what I was watching. I couldn't believe that this is going on and this is being taped. It's the illest shit. But he put me on Andre Nickatina. First of all, on Andre Nickatina, and then I got bars of songs and you gave me the Tell It Two Dre's and what's some bars, dog? I definitely got some bars. You said we sit at the office with a Fast Life store over there, has a big ass jar of bud. I wasn't even smoking at the time. Right. He smoking by himself. He just hella weed. None to share. I wasn't smoking then. None to share, bro. And he be playing me Andre Nickatina shit, the videos, and I'm fully fucking entertained. Because I'm like, who is this? Why is he famous? Like, why is he more famous? I mean, more famous. And I got that board too. He's definitely famous. He's at the Highline Ballroom with the Roots backing him up. Yeah, he's a fucking fade. Yeah. Why doesn't more people know about him? Oh,
Greatness.
Killer. He's a fade. But Rob's a fade.
Yeah.
I had to have you on here, Rob, man. I you know, like I said, all y'all been my brothers for years, man. And it's just, I always want to get that. Like I said, my computer, I still have the Skinhead Rob sticker. My computer.
Man.
So when people use it, what the fuck is this? Like I got some racist shit. Like, bro, my computer, bro. Like, it's cool. Trust me. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
You wanna- I would say you want to talk about this.
How that sticker is?
we did talk about that.
You did?
No, we didn't.
There's a sticker.
There's
Why that sticker is with the whole thing behind that Skinhead Rob sticker.
well, Cartoon drew those.
Right.
Cartoon?
Yeah, Mr. Cartoon
Killer.
did
that bar.
did that.
So many
logo.
phase here.
Yeah, and he did our transplants logos and everything. You know,
Yes,
and
fade, more fade.
Stevan, of course, did all the photos and videos and
I did a photo shoot with this stuff.
greatness.
Yeah. Met him at Fast Life store when I met Alchemist.
Big
He's
Al.
like, yo, I fuck with your shit. Where you from? I said, oh, it's killer. It's killer. I said, I fuck with your shit. All of it. Fade. No, but damn, I didn't get that bar. So Cartoon, was he the one that did the sticker?
Yeah, Toon did the sticker. I don't remember why I made them though, or why.
You can jump on the mic anytime to help him out, Dizzle. I definitely want to hear this fucking story. I'm not going to about the story. I need to know why the fuck you present for this story.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's right. I forgot. At one point, I had a solo record recorded that was gonna come out on Atlantic Warner Brothers, some shit. But
That's Skinhead Rob too?
yeah, it was Skinhead Rob, and it was gonna be called Through Bloodshot Eyes.
Why not though?
And
What else you gonna name it?
yeah, and so like
Killer.
Stevan took the photo and everything for the album cover, and Toon
still
did the
have that too,
logo.
huh?
What's that?
You definitely have the photo of the album.
Somewhere.
I'm sure you do. Okay.
I don't even have the songs though that are on the album.
What?
Because I mean I did this back in 2004.
Right, okay.
You know, so but anyways, like I ended up getting dropped from the label, thank goodness, and like my album never came out, thank goodness. But
Now, why you don't want your album out?
like
understand the label's
looking back on it, well, we took some of those songs that were going to be on my album and they ended up on the second Transplants album.
Okay.
Like the song with the Booyah Tribe was originally my shit. A couple other ones on there were originally my shit, but I put them on that album. But
Skinhead
and like
Rob,
looking
yeah,
back, like I haven't listened to that album since I made it.
You understand? Give me 1 second, Rob. Rob just said there was a song. There is a song. Skinhead Rob and the Booyah Tribe.
Yes, sir.
It's a fade. That's
Yeah,
a
because I mean, as a kid,
yeah.
like as a kid, that's one of my favorite songs I was ever a part of. Because growing up as a kid, the Booyah Tribe were
Yeah.
one of my top 3 favorite groups. Yeah, so like Raid, when that video came out, that video is so killer. Like, because that put a visual to everything of what it was and what it is still.
Right.
You know,
To this day, what it
Yeah.
is right now. Like,
man.
what
So
they woke up one today.
so like when
They was all like, they will all kick your ass.
then they're the greatest dude.
Like wrestlers,
They will destroy your whole neighborhood
Right.
and
oh shit.
then come
So
kick
serious.
it afterwards,
Right.
smiling.
So serious.
But like I got hooked up with them through a Stevan, because obviously he knew them, and when I started kicking it with Stevan, I was like, man, them dudes are my favorite. You know, woo woo. I want to get them on a song. So he's like, no problem. Here, he gave me Cobra's number. I hit up Cobra, went down to Carson. You know, and like ever since then, like them dudes are that's family too, like real friends. You know, like because even though we don't see each other today, I know if I have some kind of problem where I need them dudes help, they're there. You know, and the same if I could do anything for them, not that they need my help. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want them there.
Them dudes are the greatest. Like the and you know, I mean,
Threat to this day.
and the nicest people across the board, the nicest people in the world.
Right.
But I mean, you know, no one's a threat to them.
Right,
so
right.
why would they have to be dicks to anybody? Like they're not threatened by any one of us. So you know,
Right, everything's cool.
all love and hugs. You know,
We're killer.
because they're, I mean, no joke, no cut over there.
You imagine getting put on by the Booyah Tribe?
I'm cool. Yeah.
You'd be done.
It's a rap, dog.
After running
Man,
They put on a nigga. If you go look at the criminal set video, no, this is facts. You go look at the criminal set video shot by Esteban already.
Yeah.
Cartoon. The young Booyah Tribe homies was putting on a young homie in that video, and we got footage of it in our video exhibit featuring Crime Dime. Back to the criminal set. Go check it out. Yeah. On YouTube. You actually really see them putting on a nigga for real.
Yeah, they don't.
Ragdolling this man.
So you telling me now these new niggas out here fabricating fight scenes, and you had a fucking real session, real put on,
Real courting.
Oh, killer.
But see, yeah, they ain't playing because on that same note,
Documented.
when I was down there one time with them, they had told me about like one of the young homies getting put on, but like there's no breaks over there where they're at because I didn't see you, I didn't know you got put on, so we got to get him up too.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
So I'm glad I got them dudes on my side.
I wasn't there. I need a piece of that.
Yeah, I turned around. I turned around for a second. Do it again.
Yeah.
I don't want them Simone things.
Serious? I'm cool.
Yeah,
You know what?
it's all
You know
love.
what, guys? I
and
thought
dudes,
about
man.
this, guys. Like that's when that whole speech came out. You know what, guys? I thought about this. right. You know what? Right.
But like Kron said, like how Stevan did the criminal set video. Stevan shot the video for the song that we did with them, What I Can't Describe. You know, and it's all the homies. You know, from all.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that's one of my favorite videos that he's done. I'm just glad I got to be a part of it, and you know.
That's killer, man. It's too much history, dog. So you know what? It's crazy because, and then this is not a young old conversation. I love the youngest. You know what I mean? I just want the stories, like the stories are different, but then they're creating their own stories. I just got to look at it different. I was thinking about some, like I was thinking about some tour shit I was on and some things I was doing, and I was talking to one of my partners, and I was like, "Yo, you know how much shit I was doing? Like how many things I was doing just by being a cool dude. I mean, you was invited to all these places and on the road and tour, rap shit and fucking just cool shit. And then but when I tell it, it's just story, right? You know, it's a story. Like even you talk about you're like doing everything from skinhead shit, rock, punk, tour, rap. Shit just keeps going, right? It's and I'll be like, damn, I want these youngins to create a story. Like, what's unfortunate is it's okay. What Soulja Boy did, right, when doing MySpace and working that, and then that turned into millions from that until that. Like, I want to see everybody succeed. So I'm proud of that. I'm glad that happened. But then again, I don't wish. I would love to have seen a story that connects the two. You know what I mean? Because I watched the Can't Stop, Won't Stop shit, Puff shit, right? Hella inspiring to me. Hella inspiring. And it was just like, if Puff put a song on the fucking internet, and then that was 2 million, 3 million hits, then he's Puff, right? And then it's like, everything after that is kind of like, we see it. We kind of live with it. Like, okay, we see he did this. We see he dated her. We see he had a baby by her. We see, okay, he got a fight at the club one time. So we kind of see it. But without the fucking work and the story, it's something like there's no kind of inspiration behind it. We don't, the shit we didn't see, the hard work and the trials and a gang of fucking fails, gang of falls and shit like that. You know what I mean? It's kind of ill, with the youngest today. But like I said, I'm not speaking to nobody directly because I'm sure they have their stories, their things. You know, their ways. It's just
you see it faster. You see
Right.
Yeah, it is.
You see everything.
It's immediate.
Yeah, before you had to kind of like wonder what the story was and kind of see the fruition of the story.
It goes back to me saying how like when I was a kid and got into the whole skinhead shit is because I had friends and there was older people who put us on. You know, it wasn't you couldn't just look it up. You couldn't just type it in and figure out what was what and who was what and how to do what. You know, you had to be there and you had to have someone teach you.
Yeah.
You know, you had to have someone tell you what. It's just like any type of other gang situation. You know, there's big homies and there's you. You know, and you act accordingly. Yeah.
But that backstory is what creates that relatability. Like people can identify with you because they went through a similar struggle and now they see you're making it and they realize like, oh, like if they can do it, so can I. But when you lack that backstory and you lack that, it's almost like you lack substance and you just that instant fame. Longevity might not be in your future.
And the effect of that is, so I can't blame nobody who popped off because a song got hot on the internet, right?
Right.
Fuck it, nigga. If that can happen right now, I throw it on the internet. And pop, right? So I'm definitely not. But when you look at, you know, even with the good, there's the bad shit that comes with certain good shit. So, okay, we know that. Okay, this guy throws on the internet and it's popping. This guy throws a song out there, it gets going on the internet, and then now he's getting 50 and 60 a show, right? First of all, you know how long it took to get 50 and 60 a show. A long time. We know. To get 50 and 60 show a long time ago, like either it didn't happen to you or you was one of the niggas, like you was one of the ones. You know what I mean? So nowadays these youngsters are getting 10, 50, 60 a show. You know what I mean? And by having a couple of records that do 2 million spins here, 3 million spins here, this record, and rightfully so, niggas is popping, right? But what happens is now when we get into people shit, like our reaction to other things, right? Now I may be, or not me, or whoever, or a girl, even like we just talk girl and guy shit, right? Say if I'm a hard-working rapper, right, and I'm trying to do my thing, I might be popping here and there, doing a little shit, buzz or whatever, but she notices that wait a minute, you don't have the chains or the car yet, or you ain't on the show for I didn't see you in the Uzi video, I didn't see you in such a video, like how popping could you be? When nigga, you probably out here low key popping though, like on the kind of just not his popping, right? So they kind of gauge it. You kind of gauge now, and then it's the effect of that. It's like you know they kind of look at my shit like, oh you ain't got nothing going on, you ain't really popping, like you know, and that happens. That hurts your money too,
right?
You know, it's like when the label started asking about how many followers. I remember that era came in. Yep. They started asking how many followers you have.
Right.
Like what the fuck did that guy do anything?
Exactly.
But then I understood, like, oh, you know what, though? I actually see what it got to do with shit. If you do got 1 million followers, that's 1 million motherfuckers watching you. Right. So I kind of got it. It's that both kind of side shit.
Yeah, it's like how ringtones were.
Ah, yeah, remember that? Yeah.
Like, because, you know, for a while, labels weren't signing. I mean, major labels anyways are ridiculous and pointless, you know, but for a while, it got to a point where they weren't even giving people record deals. You get a deal for a song or two, a single deal, you know, and it was for ringtone purposes.
Wow.
And a lot of people made a lot of money off that. But it's the same shit, you know. It's the instant, quick success. It's unfortunately, you know, for a lot of people, it's all that they're gonna get out of it, you know, because you know a lot of songs that you know we've heard over the years. Well, where's he at? Where's she at? You know,
right.
On the side of a milk carton, you know. So like nowadays, like with like you said, like, oh, how many followers do you have?
Right.
How many likes do you have on this or that or on your YouTube videos? Like,
but then it stops being
where it doesn't fucking matter because we know,
right?
But it does matter,
right?
Because of what they do, you know. So people gauge your success off of that, off your social media numbers these days. You know, like how many fucking likes you got on Instagram or how many followers on this or that, you know. And it's like, it's all so, to me, it's all very transparent, you know, because I follow some people who do have a lot of followers, rightfully so, because they're fucking great. Like Travis, for instance, shit ton of followers. Because he's fucking great at what he does. You know, but then there'll be people who have an obscene amount of followers, but it's like, for what? Like, I'm not really sure. What have you contributed to anything, even whatever it is that you're in? Like, what have you really done? You know, so to
Right.
me, it's like I don't.
But then it goes back to that ratchet factor we were talking about earlier, right? Like how we're portrayed like overseas and everything.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, today's numbers are really affected by how ratchet you're willing to be. Like how far are you willing to go? Where do you really get that climb is usually not from your talent itself. Because I guarantee you, like Love and Hip Hop these days, can you name any of the songs of any other people from Love and Hip Hop? Like you have no idea like when their last track really was. They're not really popping out here like that. But you do recall that they were on there, they were arguing with so-and-so, and they spilled a drink in their face.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the kind of thing. And now they have hella followers and people who legit have, like, talent and skill.
But they're making more money now
And they
on club
are.
appearances than they were when they were doing music.
Exactly, because it's not about their talent.
Yeah.
It's about how ratchet can you
Like
be.
last night, me and my girlfriend, what's that show? The Bachelorette was on.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we're watching it. That shit's entertaining. And and I'm like, fuck, what?
I can't.
I literally said to her, like, what the fuck are these people, like, why are they on here? You know?
Right,
And,
Right.
and she was right. She goes, because they want to be actors, and this is what they can do to get in the acting game, and their agents probably told them, well, you're not really talented enough to do this, but you look
Right.
good, so go on this show or this show. And she's right, you know, because that's what they're just trying
Right.
to do, what they want to do, you know.
So then you
and-
go from The Bachelor to that whole Bachelor in Paradise, and then you go
yeah,
from that
then
whole
you,
thing
then
to
you're
like...
on goddamn
Like,
Family
Right.
Feud with
Right,
Star.
you're on
Right,
Family
right,
Feud.
right.
Harvey's
Yeah.
mustache and teeth.
Right.
And then you're on some type of like show, like the couples or whatever, that those couples that get together and go to
Yeah.
counseling and stuff. Like you end
Exactly,
up hooking
yeah.
up with some
Yeah.
other reality.
It's like the
stars.
circuit. It's the circuit
Yeah,
you
it's
go
a
on.
reality circuit.
But you know, and then I never really liked the term "can't knock the hustle" because I've always been like, well, shit, I don't think everything is you should be hustled or it should be
Right.
you should be hustled for. Like,
Right. Yeah.
Right. I'm like, no, I'm not really rolling with this. They do this for money, so you can't knock their hustle. Like, you know what I mean? Or to go deep and make it ridiculous. Well, shit. What about human trafficking?
Right.
Like they hustle. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
you go, make something way obscene.
I'm a-
Crazy. Like, what about that hustle, Jay?
Yes.
What about that, Jay?
Please knock that hustle.
Like human trafficking, Jay.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
No.
You're like, what? Like, what? I make this off that.
Yeah.
Right. I took it all the way literal. I'm like, yo,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Like, but I get it. Then I get it though. And then it's like that. That's their thing. Okay, they're making money now, or they're like I said, man. Some girl who was just cute, maybe she did have, maybe she does sing or write or she produce or act, and maybe she's fucking great, but she didn't get picked up from that because of whatever reason. And then Love and Hip Hop want to use her because she's feisty,
Right.
whatever. Now they got her fighting and embarrassing herself
Right.
on TV,
Exploiting the
And then
worst
turns the
parts of a
thing.
person.
Right.
right?
Go back
That's
to
what
when
it comes down to, G. Like, I think now it really is about exploitation.
Right.
It's not about talent.
Right.
It's not about education.
Right.
It's not about exploration. It's truly just about exploitation. And anything that you can exploit. See, before, record companies had to exploit talent because that's all that we were giving up. And that's all that you could really access, especially from a true artist. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? A true artist is guarded. Look at this man. Look at this man. Look at this man. Look at this man. Like, we're guarded people. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know, like, you know us, so we can talk with you comfortably, but I mean, because you know us. You know what I'm saying? Anybody else, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how real artists are, and there's no disrespect to nobody, but the creativity comes from a lot of different emotional places that you're lucky to get what you get
Right.
out of somebody. That's why the biggest artists like an Eminem or Kendrick Lamar, they're really guarded. And you're lucky to get what you get from them. You know what I'm saying? And now, and that was then, you know, and now it's about what can I exploit. And if you have nothing, talent-wise,
Right.
you're gonna find something, and you're gonna be in this day and time rewarded most for how much, like Sis was saying, you're willing to exploit yourself. So in some sense, you can't knock that part of what society is doing. You gotta knock what people are willing to do. That's why when we were talking about what Al was doing, you know what I'm saying? I felt like, okay, he was making a mockery of what people are willing to do for attention. I think that's what I mean, because society is gonna be capitalist and they're gonna exploit whatever you let them exploit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm hard on our women, you know, about that, about how they behave on social media and how, you know, men too, you know, how we as a people behave on social media is just, it's allowing corporate America and the capitalists of this world to exploit us just over and over and over to where we got the president we got because of exploitation.
Right.
It's just simple. It's just
yeah, because people, you know, it's no secret. People love to take jabs at you and cut you down and this and that. You know, so you got. It's very unfortunate, I think, for young people, especially young females. I would imagine it has to be incredibly difficult in this day and age to be a girl, you know, because of all the pressures and all the social media shit and I have to look like her or you know, but no, you don't. No one has to look like anybody. Like, people just have to be themselves, and I realize that's easier said than done sometimes because everyone lives a different life and a different lifestyle and it's got a different story, but fucking social media is the goddamn devil. I mean, it is. It brings out the worst in people.
Social media and Mona Scott.
Right.
You know?
That's like social media and reality shows are the death to talent and artistry.
It just brings out the worst in everyone.
It's true.
Everyone just wants to, you know. I mean, it's all good to have a laugh and this and that, but like when sometimes it gets taken a little bit too far, where you know, people will get singled out for something. You know, I've seen pictures of, you know, of people, you know, junior high kids and this and that, or high school kids, not knowing they're obviously getting their picture taken and just getting torn apart on social media, you know, and it's like, fuck, man, that kid's gonna see that eventually, you know. Then that poor motherfucker has to go to school for 3 more years with these assholes, you know.
And deal with that depression and being young and not knowing if they can make it.
I couldn't imagine. Like I said, I'm 40 years old now. I couldn't imagine being a teenager in 2017.
No way.
Like, I couldn't. I'd be gone by now. Like, there's no.
It's gotta be exhausting to like try to like I look at it now, like thinking about how when you were like 12, 13, 14 years old, right? Like as a young girl, like I was outside playing football and baseball and basketball with my brothers, like, you know, just hanging out, doing all these things. Like girls now are like deep into makeup and know about like NARS and MAC and this, that. I'm like you're plumping up your lip, you're doing those lip plump challenges, like you're doing all these things and your face is like super beat and you're talking about
be grown real fast.
contouring in half shirts. Like girl, you're 12. Like go to the pool
while you can, because those, you know, we've all heard it. You know, once that shit's done, it's done. Because
exactly.
Right. The old dude that's 60 years old and the teenager that's 16 both saw Amber Rose pussy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? At the same time, and it ain't like no real censorship. Like it don't matter. It's like. You can see this shit from 8 to 80. Right, you know what I'm saying? And it ain't no. It used to be like guarded a little bit.
Everybody's in one fucking room. And it's crazy when I talked about the Mona Scott. When I mentioned Mona Scott earlier, you know, we talk about the women, how women are portrayed.
Right.
Especially earlier, we talking about how women are portrayed to the world. Right. How they look at these shows and they think like, oh, this is how black women must act because there's 7 shows out. They all act.
They act the same way.
They create embarrassing their husbands and drama over this petty shit, and they, you know, and it's like there's a black woman controlling that, the puppeteer that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is sick.
Because you want to believe that it's somebody else, but I mean, then here's that don't knock the hustle, right? Because she's capitalizing on.
Skinheads.
Right. Exactly. Right. She said. Andy Cohen on Bravo for the Housewives. Yeah, exactly.
My wife watched all of that shit, and I'm gonna be honest, not to big size in this shit, but women watch them shows a whole lot more and give that shit way more energy. And I watch them shows because my wife be watching them shows.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't cut to whatever else. I mean, I can't go watch another TV, but you know what I'm saying?
Let's get
it. And it is.
I got choices.
You know, I'm watching Real Housewives of New York.
Right.
And
right.
I know Bethany and
You try. Luann. Yeah.
Right.
because it's entertainment at the end of the day.
But then it goes back to those.
But we know we know where, as an adult, right? We know where to keep it.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Kids don't.
But we got to talk about how that's affecting the. Okay, if two girls are arguing because somebody didn't have on $700 shoes, and we're laughing, that's the highlight of the show, then what does the young girl think?
Right.
Oh, I gotta have fucking red bottoms in fucking high school.
But see, that was what we talked about that first, about the unrealistic expectations. Remember we talked about on the first show, unrealistic expectations, right? So these shows, like exactly what you just said, you're looking at how these high school girls are walking around with Louis bags and Louboutins and all this stuff. Like it's, yeah, well,
that's my lane.
Right.
Get it?
Right.
They marketing it. I'm gonna give it to them.
Exactly. But like you said, how much?
Right.
How like what do these young girls feel like that they have to keep up? Like my mom told me.
Canal Street is booming right now.
Exactly. Yeah, but people can spot the fakes these days now. Like some people can really tell. Like
but these young girls, they haven't even been experienced enough to know. First of all, you gotta hold a real Louis bag to know what a real one and a fake one looks like.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's true.
And that's a lot. That's a lot.
It is.
And it's the new lifestyle already.
Yeah, it's true.
Right. Yeah, you gotta know. Like you don't really know what real fucking.
Right. You gotta know what the inside look like. Is there a zipper here? Is there a ring? It's like a whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
really.
yeah.
It's authenticity.
There is a certificate of authenticity.
Or if you want to test your shit, go ahead and take a friend with you and take it to the real Louis store.
Ooh.
Well, show it to them. Watch what they say. We don't make these.
We've never made this.
I've seen it happen to somebody. Oh, I'm sorry, man. We don't make these.
Never seen this before.
In the Louis store. I'm sorry, man. We don't make these. Oh.
No.
It wasn't out. It's the new version.
We don't make these.
You don't have it here yet.
Get your face cracked.
I'm sorry, we don't make these.
No, you should, but you deserve to get your face cracked if you're gonna go so far. I could see if you were scanned swindled or whatever,
In her defense,
yes,
it's fucked up. Her dude got it for her.
Ooh,
it was all bad.
I
was there. It was
Are they still together?
I don't even know.
I feel like they should have been together.
Her dude got it for her, and she was going to get clean. My friend was getting her bag clean, the real one,
the actual.
And they took hers. And then said, I'm gonna get my bag clean too.
But like real talk, he just lied.
This is different material.
Sorry,
but
man,
y'all shouldn't be together because he just lied to you.
It's hilarious.
No.
Why? We don't make these.
That's lies.
Get this out of here. Fucking the weather changed. It's hot in here now.
No.
This fucking shit's just hot. It's just burning up my fucking store.
That's so sad.
No, I'm gonna say really it was a setup.
Right.
Right.
Right. Later. That's just smoking.
Oh, that's so sad. I feel bad for her because if she legit didn't know, then like her dude just completely lied to her. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's some whole. Not how many other lies did this nigga tell? Right? Who does? Who would take?
First of all, she's not used to Louis life.
Hello.
Why would you go get
Okay.
anything clean?
Right.
You don't live that life. You don't get shit clean.
But how dirty
you
is it
somebody
though?
who lived the life. They got caught up in it. That's why they hang with game bangers like that. You hang with game bangers, game bang shit come towards you. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute. Oh shit, I'm not with this. Like, why am I with him?
That wasn't no test.
This shit happens. She with somebody who lived the Louis life.
She did.
And then when the real shit showed up.
That's so sad.
Yeah, all bad.
She didn't know. No.
Context like
Who is this girl who has a Louis bag?
Right.
Is she in her third year at college, going to school, working hard?
Right.
Or is she like at the strip club?
Right.
Who is the guy who got her the bag?
Right.
Is he out here balling, acting like he balling?
Right.
Or is he really like working a 9 to 5 and trying to do it? It all depends on the context,
He didn't
kind of.
respect it. He didn't respect it.
Yeah.
Because there's two things. To get her that bag as the dude who's hustling.
Right.
Right. You either just bought it.
Right.
Or somebody had a hookup. Right. Somebody got the bag on deck.
Right.
You fell in and was like, oh, I'm gonna get this for babe. Whatever. He got you.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you paid entirely too much for a fake bag. I'm not buying no fake shit like that. I don't own it. But then you gave it to her. See, one rule you don't do.
That
no
shows
shit
what
like
that shows
to
what he
your
thinks
lady.
about
Right.
her. That
That's
shows
what
how
I'm
much
saying.
he thinks about her.
Yeah.
You don't do no shit like that to your.
I was
girl.
gonna say,
Fam, I just
no.
can't get it. Like, babe, I couldn't get it.
And
I'm
you know
not gonna
what?
present her with the fake bag on some shit. I hope she.
What?
Don't
No.
get that clean one day.
You can appreciate it so much more if you just wait. Like I could wait 2 years. I'll wait 2 years for you to get whatever it is that you really want to give me. But don't give me no fake shit because now you got me walking in the streets looking
Unless
stupid.
everyone involved knows going into it.
Right.
So you know,
But don't
you know what
try
that's-
and like,
Everybody
fool
but
somebody.
her.
She probably played herself.
Everybody but her.
If she knew it was fake and was like, you know what, I'm gonna get my bag clean too. Like,
Ooh.
now I know you didn't think it was gonna get past them.
Seriously.
Terrible.
Like every day, all day.
It might be that rare Louis truck luggage.
Right.
Like,
What?
You know what?
I mean, that does make sense though. Like, please take into consideration how much that bag originally cost. That is true. Yeah. This is understandable.
Overall took literally 5-second look. She opened it up. I'm like, I'm sorry, man, we don't make these.
Ooh.
Yeah.
5
It
seconds
wasn't
though.
it wasn't a whole. She grabbed it. That's the feel.
Mm-hmm.
Open, look. I'm sorry, man, we don't make these.
That's sad.
It wasn't even a whole, you know.
That yeah, I couldn't imagine, but like we would have to have a phone call right then and there. Like we would need to go ahead and just like really have this conversation about what you just did to me and why you trying to embarrass me in these streets.
And then we're there. Don't make no.
I mean,
We're terrible. We're immature as fuck. Like so, we're gonna make it worse.
what would you say if I called you, Lucc, and I said
when I was there? What did I say?
wait, you were there when
Your man doesn't love you.
Oh, you said that. And you meant it. That's not love
I can't even
though.
afford one. So
Right.
I'm in there with a motherfucker. And your man doesn't love you.
You know what though? But that's real talk though. Like obviously you click again. It's lies. You know how I feel about lies. Oh my God, Badru just walked
But
through the door. No one
There's
cares.
always the chance that
Hi.
hey, I'm sorry, I couldn't afford a fucking real one.
Exactly.
So
because that's true.
this is what I could get you.
But that's the truth though, and I can respect the truth
And
so
she
much
wouldn't
more than
get
I
it clean.
can.
Yeah.
So and she went to go get it clean. Probably played herself.
Well,
Yeah.
she was upset more
About
I
the
would
lie.
say she's not upset that the bag is fake. She's upset that she's embarrassed because
Thank you.
of what that happened. You know.
As soon as he heard she was getting it clean, he needed to go get a new one and be like, "Don't
He should have told her, "Let me take it." Then he should have said, "Let me take it."
Gotcha. Here's your real bag.
She doesn't care about the bag. She cares about the lie. At the end of the day, it's not about that. You spent your dollars and that's cute and everything, but you lied though. So now if you lie about this stupid Louis bag that I didn't even care that much about.
But see, that's what I'm saying. We don't know what happened.
Oh,
I told her.
see. We're assuming that there was lies.
I'm not assuming anything.
I mean,
I'm kind of packing my truck down. I'm not really with you on that.
I
part.
assumed that it was a lie. Okay, so you're telling me that it's a possibility she may have known that was like not the
They
business.
gave plenty variables. I'm like, you know
Okay.
what? You're right. He probably gave it to her like, hey, babe, I don't see a nigga giving to you somebody a Louis bag and saying this one is fake. I got you later. I don't see that happening. But we don't really know what happened.
You right?
Yeah, we don't
You
really
right. Well, then you know what? Whatever she got when she got there, girl, you deserve that. Like get your face cracked.
Really?
Most definitely. Like you bring
shit.
a
You know it's a risk. You know your dude.
You knew
That's what
exactly.
they say.
But
That's
you
what
knew
they
your
do.
dude though.
You know your guy.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you some real life. If I come on right now, brand new Louis bag to the house to my girl, my real life girlfriend, she gonna be like, "Wait, what you do to get what happened?" Because right now I just can't get it.
Right.
So she's gonna be like, "Wait, what? How'd you do this?"
Well.
We need to get to the bottom of that first before I go get this bag clean.
Yes, sir.
We need to have a conversation about that extra bank account you got.
You just gotta
know,
extra.
get that bag off in public."
Who?
Oprah.
Killer, yeah.
Oprah.
We'll fight.
We didn't even question it.
We'll fight it.
This took so many turns.
That girl at the
How did we
Louis
get
store might
on
have
this
been like,
subject?
Well, shit, maybe we do make this. Let's make a call.
Say if Oprah got it,
It all depends the context of who's giving it to you. That's what I'm saying.
Dog, we talk about
You would never expect it.
if Oprah had the fake
Oprah
Louis bag on, we wouldn't question it.
Oprah would make it hot though. You right?
A lot of rappers get off with the jewelry and shit like that.
Oh yeah.
Because they be having,
Right, about Busta Rhymes and all his,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
I've
you never know.
Right, okay.
I've come across some
Questionable.
Well, yeah, I've repossessed some
I
items.
like the hand gesture.
Oh, okay.
And
Repossession killer. Repossession
Yes,
killer.
and then when
Repossession.
I've sent them to friends of ours who are jewelers in Texas,
We don't make these.
they basically gave me that.
right.
I got this is fake, nothing on here.
Right.
Whole lot.
At this point, more often than not.
Banged in the head, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Snatched up, and then a nigga try to get it off, then you can't get it off because it's some bullshit.
Right.
Right.
Trying to give it away or throw it away.
Yeah, whatever you hit him with was worth more than the shame.
Right.
Just-
Basically, like you took a life,
Over
and
nothing.
then-
Literally
you know
over
what's-
nothing.
You know what's sick though? And then it's like
Right.
with the whole depending on who wears it, who has it, people will fight for them. Like if I say if I got the not that I would say this publicly, but if I had the inside scoop about some rapper,
Trash can.
say if I had the inside scoop about some rapper about his chain, his jewelry, shit's fake as shit, whatever. So they'll fight me because he's popping now. They're like, what? You just hating because whatever. I'm like, no, nigga, it's really just because you may be popping don't mean you know jewelry.
Exactly.
First of all, like
it goes back to that exploitation.
Oh, right.
You know what allows people to be exploited the worst? The worst is false perception. False perception allows you to be exploited the worst. Yeah. Because you
at the Bow Wow challenge.
Oh.
Man,
Exactly. False perception.
Okay, we have a great conversation. We about to cut off again on Polly Rob because he hates.
Polly Rob always
You know
like
what?
breaking up the
because
party.
Polly Rob don't really
though.
want to see me shine in real life. So that's
Right.
pretty
But
much,
look, I want to
how
see
we
you shine.
keeping us down.
Don't let nobody steal your shine.
Take your time, man.
right. You know what? We got to change the schedule. We got to change my schedule because obviously after 8 doesn't work because I have my man come behind me. So I want to have these conversations because I have some more dope shit to play. I got the dope skinhead reggae shit, killer. Man, I got real skinhead reggae shit. I play. Yes,
It's amazing.
jams on my shit. I got some punk shit to play. Let niggas know I'm a man of many things.
Yes, you
I
are.
can let
You
niggas
know,
know like the whole.
So talented,
Renaissance man.
multi-talented. Like
Thank you,
there's
I like
so many
that.
things. You're multi. Yeah. You know, because
I had that voice to just confirm everything I say. You know what I'm saying? That's killer. Walk around with that.
I mean, look, I can be that. Like I'll give you my schedule and I'll let you know the time frame. Yeah, I'm here to support you.
You sure?
I'm so really.
That's killer.
Oh, Polly, thank you. What did you say, Badru?
They call that a side bitch when you need somebody to just kind of just echo what you say and sound good doing it.
And I call that a fuck you.
With no pride, with no sense of self.
And I call that a fuck your life.
Remember I just said.
And she can be that.
The one thing I did say about I can't wait for Badru to get
Yeah,
because
'cause
Badru is very entertaining. to
he
me, and
is.
especially when it comes to women.
But
Talking
listen.
talking about when
And
he thinks about certain things, the women's actions.
She's
Exactly.
available for that position.
Well, I said I would share my schedule.
Coming to America, he went all the way. Was it?
See, he comes in here. Look
Hustle
that.
and Flow.
Exactly. See, right? That's that extra ignorance. See, he comes in here and he looks at me and calls me a beauty from coming to America. This one come in here and be like, that side.
He called her?
Yeah, he called me.
You know me. I'm from the cloth. You know. Yeah. That's right there.
And you see, he is such a wordsmith because,
I'm from the cloth, man. You know, I'm gonna say.
and he hit you with the
be said
real.
at the appropriate time. You know.
Burnt.
Yeah.
That's when you got a wordsmith in the house because he said you look like
Coming to America.
right the one who was intended to be the right. You look like you could possibly be a good bitch to follow directions.
Tried it though.
That's the basic.
Leaving soon.
This is burnt.
Did he not just destroy that whole you could have been somebody in your life, right? And then you said shit like that, and then it was like immediately we knew you wasn't shit. Like right there. You can't give this
funny,
man
it was
all
a show
this
turn.
credit. Huh?
It took a turn.
Take a turn.
It did take a turn. It started off real
Like,
good.
hey man, listen to my show. They call the end of it. Like what? Which one we listen to is that? Come on, side bitches and
Right?
fake Louis bags. I don't know what happened.
Side bitches and fake Louis. I'm over here trying to be a support to you, and this nigga over here
Right,
talking
most
about
stuff
like
like that,
side
when they game is
bitches.
like, we don't make these
Right?
and fucking
You
side
was I was supportive on one hand, and now all of a sudden I'm a side
Sound
bitch.
bites? You serious?
But I was listening to the show as I was driving with another meeting, and I had different people in the car, and they were like, white on white crime. What are they talking about on your the skinheads beef with the other skinheads? Like we were being enlightened off some fuck shit.
Right.
Yeah. But you got the greatest segues in the game, so that shit is like he like the key master on the Matrix. Like you be in one room, and you be in the Swiss Alps when you open that bathroom door.
Right. And you know why my segue is like that? Because I'm long-winded, so I forget. Fuck it, I'm here now. It don't even matter where we was going. We're here now. Fuck it. Let's just go with it. That whole just go with it thing we talking about.
Right.
You just gotta go with it, dog. You good?
Are you okay? He's really red.
That's right. Oh, that's
Oh.
Is that Theraflu?
Terraform. Yeah, they have they ran out of names for fucking weeds.
Gonna knock you out.
That wrong contract is killer.
Yeah, wrong
Shout out to my boy Missy Slick. Wrong contract is killer.
Always. Free little spank booty.
Actually, they don't know about that. Yeah, they don't know about that.
Shout out to homie Damu. I will be doing your verse, bro. I know.
Yep,
bro.
shout out to all the homies
I'm
from
late
San
on it.
Diego.
I'm doing the verse though.
Definitely shout out to San Diego, man. I was just out there. So I never go to San Diego without calling Missy, right? Well, I do in any city. You know, if I didn't live here, LA, I'll be, hey, this is I'm down. I'm whatever. All my people's. So I called Slick. And I missed his call. He called me back, right? And he's like, "Yo, I'm on the road, G." You know, and I said, "Oh man, you know how I do, man. I just call and let you know I'm in your city, whatever. We can get up, cool. But I see you on the road, so Slick is the king of take care of you when you go to Dago.
Yep.
Like everything's straight. Like if you want it to be, that can be a lot depending on what you want, though.
Nice.
So he was like, "Hey, what you need, G? You need whatever. I'll air off air. I'll tell you, what we." Whatever you need, whatever. And I was like, "No, I'm good, Slick, man. Good looking, my nigga. I just always check in when I call you, and I love you for that."
Slick's great.
He's great, dog. He's so great.
Yeah.
He had me so lined up, and I was like, "Dude, I don't need any of it." I'm good looking, my nigga. Slick, whatever you need, G. You all the way somewhere else. About to make calls. I remember one time he made a call. We was at a club for prop show. He said, "G, hey man, you good, man?" I said, "Yeah, mom. Dang, I got to do this little club." He said, "Oh, that club a little wild. I'm sending the homies with you." I said, "Oh, it's all good, whatever." So, get to the club, and a couple of the homies pull up. Obviously they were Slick homies.
Yeah.
For very obvious reasons, right? And very obvious reasons they were Slick homies. What's up, G? And it was love though, bro. They had that club sold the fuck up. When I finally looked who all was with everybody, it was like. Now it's they shit. Like now it's them, and then we happen to come to their shit now.
Yeah.
That's how many people came. Like it was they shit now, and we happen to be in there.
Yep.
Everywhere was like, "You good, my nigga? You straight?" I'm like, "Bro, I'm so good. I'm so okay. I'm actually nervous that I'm that good. Like, you know what I'm saying?" When them people offended. No, right. It was so good that club, dog. Slick is the man, dog.
Yep. Damu's the same way. Damu, same thing. Every time we go down, when he be down there, same shit. At the club with everyone and.
Take care of everybody.
Yep.
Fucking love San Diego, dog. For that reason too.
Yep.
For other reasons too. But
Good homies.
back in my old watch days, when I used to cross the border to look for a little nighttime love. I used to go to the world famous Adelitas.
Wait, y'all. I'm sorry, y'all know about this? Oh, really?
World famous
Those
Adelitas.
sound like experienced
Back in my younger, wilder days when I used to, be out here a little bit, living the life.
Like it's
Yeah,
cold.
I was Gerald Levert before Gerald Levert. I was out here. Hey, he started talking like this. You know what I'm saying? Old jazz player, like you said, every bitch you can woo this.
Y'all can't see Lucc over here waving the microphone like he hosting the Cork on Avalon. On Adams. Thank you for coming out to the Cork.
Thank you for coming out to the Cork. Hey man, shout out to the Cork and the wings. Shout out to the Cork's wings. They got them big ass wings over there at the Cork, right there on Adams. What killer? Drinks very strong. Good chicken wings. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can go get in a bike fight and get a cougar. Depends on whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you don't eat wings no more. But when you did those, some good ass chicken wings. Are you full vegan, right?
Yeah, I'm full vegan.
Okay.
That is definitely a cougar trap.
Yeah, killer. You find a chicken there. She looking for all niggas just 20. She got a bike jacket and heels. Serious?
You say a bike jacket and heels?
What? A bike jacket, a motorcycle. She's a real motorcycle, and she's a member.
And heels.
Like very high member with heels on. Right. Killing this. Yeah, you gotta show up there. I should do an episode at the court.
Yes.
Nah, my ghetto, that's the ghetto shit ever. That's killer though. Do an episode at the court.
Live from the court. We can
Live
make that
from the court. If we can make that happen, dog.
I know them.
Live from the court.
She said, "Where's it at?" Here we go again.
Listen.
Come on now. It's where you met the dude with them purple mid-top zip-up Stacey Adams at. That's where you met him.
I was just asking.
We good, dog? Set up? Okay. Yeah, man, I'm glad y'all stopped by today, man. Talk some shit with us.
Man, thank you for having me.
Hey, man, thanks for coming by, Rob, dog. We talked, and I tried to get you on the last show. I know it was last minute. I wanted to come by to the show. Y'all came through.
Me and Kron usually have our own show when you have a show because we listen to your podcast and have our own commentary.
Did we listen to the Big Wild?
There was so much rewinding.
We was digging for gold. We searched for that.
Yeah,
Bruh.
Yeah, it was
A lot of bars.
It was like pulling teeth getting that one put up.
Right.
Yeah, we ran so many parts of that. That was great. That was great.
Hey, dog.
The zero one.
The zero's fame.
Yeah, those Big U.
Yeah.
Those are all great episodes.
The Big U and the zero was too ignorant.
Zero is ignorant. Zero, let me tell you, Zero felt comfortable when he felt like he walked in there on some, this is about to be a regular interview. But me and Dre started talking, and he's like, oh, it's not. I'm of like-minded individuals. These are niggas just happen to do interviews, basically, is what he. So when he sat down, that's what it was. He walked in on some quiet, not that he's like loud and shit, but he walked in on some, okay, another interview with some niggas. Like, you know what I mean? But I was like, man, I told him first of all, I said, first of all, this ain't regular interview shit. Talk about whatever you want to talk about. I said, I don't give a fuck about no conventional radio. Say what you want. Then Dre was with his crippin'. You know, Dre was over there crippin'. Obviously, there was a crippin' connection. Obviously. There was obviously a crippin' connection. See, right.
Oh my face.
Right.
If they had a dog,
Right.
emoji,
Right.
gripping emoji,
Right. Definitely.
brother, love,
It's never not on. It's never not
What
on.
do you mean?
It's never not on.
His gripping is 80s. He's got the
Definitely.
80s modules. He's from the modules.
Anytime you have somebody teaching you the proper sag, anytime he's teaching you that,
He's from the modules. When
Right.
it was a module. You
Right.
ask, hey, what modules?
Right.
Hey, he was in the modules.
Hey, shout out to my man, shout out to Donut, shout out to my man Doggy Dog. They had a group called The Module.
The mod-
Killer.
On everything.
Killer.
On everything. Hey, shout out to my man Doggy Hawthorne. Hawthorne Peas. I see. You know what I'm saying? My man Donut. You know what I'm saying? I see Queen Street D. Queen Street Donut. They had a group called The Module.
Killer.
There's somebody else in the group too. I forgot my other man. It might have been Bosco. Bosco might have been in that group too. But yeah, the group got that on everything. Gang banging.
Killer.
Gang, everything was Sue Whoop business. Everything. Gang bang. We almost off? Ready? Okay. I need to get them on there definitely because it's a lot of Donut, huh? Donut Springwood, Queen Street. Definitely know Donut. Yeah, definitely know Donut. Right. Yeah. I was talking about the group he was in with my man Doggy from Marthon. They had the module. It was him, Doggy, and I forgot a couple other niggas, whatever. Gang, all Subaru business. Killer. So what we learned today, people? We learned about skinheads.
Skinheads.
The real fucking
The real
deal,
skinheads.
the real history. All you fake hating ass niggas out there.
Oh, you asked if there's anything you could look up on
I did.
YouTube, whatever. There's a documentary by this guy Don Letts. He did
Don Letts?
Yeah, I think maybe it might be called something like Skinheads with Don Letts or
Okay.
something. But it's on YouTube. But that's a pretty good.
LETT?
Letts. Yeah,
Okay.
that's a pretty good, nice little documentary right there.
I definitely want to check that out because I was telling I know we had hella jams here. I mean, we was talking, so we didn't really get to go to jams, but I was my man he was on history of Skinhead, and I'm talking about how it's rooted in, it's got Jamaican roots, whatever, Jamaican and England, and yeah, and it's a lot of songs I got. It's one song called Skinhead Revolt.
Yeah, Joe the Boss.
It's all black people on the record. It's a reggae. Who is it?
Yeah, Joe the Boss.
Joe the Boss. All blacks.
I got this tattoo right here. Skinhead did it.
Where?
But he was like a sharp.
Yeah, Skinheads Against Racial Prejudice.
Yeah. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? Like, he had to explain that shit to me.
Right,
I'm
right.
like, you ain't white. He was like Mexican.
Yeah. See?
Okay.
Yeah.
See? The history, like we talked about that. Yeah, that's killer. We don't know. We didn't know. You know what I'm saying? I met Rob and I fucking know now. Like I'm like, black skinheads and I was too fucking much, huh? Right.
You be asking questions every time.
Hey, could you see me misleading some people?
Right.
Like, see a group of skinheads, like, oh no, trust me.
They're okay.
I talked about Rob about the outfit. That's told you walk into that fucking fight.
Watch this.
Trust me, guys. They're cool. I've talked to Rob about this. I know exactly what the Cougars look like. Go fucking talk to them. Get my ass whooped. I didn't know shit.
Hey man, every black person be mad at Skinhead Rob because you like, you misled my boy. Like, yeah. The whole thing.
It's cool. I've done my research. Get my ass whooped. Seriously. Oh man.
That is horrible.
Again, thank you for letting me come through, bro.
Man, thanks for coming
Love
through,
you,
Rob.
dog.
And man, I love you, man. And I'm glad you was able to speak that real. And
Thank you for letting me, because to be honest, and you know, since transplant started and shit in 2000, it's been 17 years. I've done a lot of interviews in 17 years. No one's ever gave me any sort of platform or any time to talk about this, so I appreciate you letting me do it.
Definitely.
You know, I've literally never been asked about shit deeper than
the group music.
right, you know. So, and even when interviewers would like make some snide comment about my name or some shit, they wouldn't let me. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you, one, for being you and being the person you are, and being a real homie, but also like having interest in it. You know, because I know a lot of people don't have interest in it, and that's cool. You know, but I appreciate the fact that you do, and because I know a lot of people out there that are hearing this for the first time are probably tripping out, you know, and it's their first introduction to any sort of, you know, real skinhead shit. So thank you for letting me be a part of it, you know.
Man, I'm glad to be here and be able to have the platform to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I always want, like, I clown on the shit, you know, I'm always great, whatever, but I do be wanting people to take something from this shit. I mean, I want to give them both. I want to, you know, we laugh, we ignorant a lot of times, but I want you to take some real shit too.
Yeah.
And this episode definitely, you know, and look at the story that sparked up a man, and we learned about what a sharp was, right? You know what I mean? He was hip to that day, and we talked about this, so I think a lot of people learned something today, which you can kind of take out there and research it a little more now, or because we never researched that because we knew what it was already.
Yeah.
We thought we did.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? So why Google it?
Yeah.
Right.
Why Google the history of it? But to get this history, people got to double check and see what's up. So I appreciate you coming through and lacing us with that. Definitely.
Thank you, sir.
So yeah, man, we be back. Like, you know, just like I said, this is Cookout, man. We be back every Tuesday. Local astronauts doing our motherfucking thing, man. I always got some special friends in the building, talking shit, smoking. Pretty ladies with long legs all out. You know what I mean? They're definitely in the building, or you know, she's definitely in the building. You know, and yeah, just check us out, man. We gonna get bigger and better, man. Talk this shit, and if you don't like it, fuck you.
Okay.
The Cookout,
Sir.
local astronauts.